Good evening, everybody. It's the last final game week of the season. It's Gameweek 38 plus, and everybody's here in the chat with us. SA Sports Fanatic, the All Social Media Assistant Dan Bull, Yassine Klausch. I seen you join YouTube, Yassine. Welcome. Vilpin there, Zimmy's there too. Francis Logan, Vish, Mac, Paulie, many others. Blah blah blah. We've got Zimmy. We've got Vincent, Drazer is there too, Julius FC, Padraig Donnelly, a lot of the usual suspects, Sultan Saeed. And joining me this evening is my co-host Steve-O. Steve-O, how are you this fine evening?
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, great. I'm looking forward to this because I don't need to quit halfway through. I don't need to get angry. I just have a bit of fun, enjoy reading the history, which I haven't done for what seems like literally months and months. Do some predictions with you, have a laugh, get some phone calls on about what people are doing, and away we go.
Absolutely. I mean, just quickly turn you down in Discord because I don't want to have an echo there. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I don't know about anyone else in chat. Anyone in chat looking forward to tomorrow? Let us know. It's going to be pretty fun. All the games on at the same time. And yes, we will be doing the usual format for the preview show, which is basically running through all the fixtures, doing our predictions. The history is going to make a return. Is that right, Steve-O?
Yeah, like I said, yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited for this game week?
Yeah, I just can't wait to get out of the way. I can't wait for this season to end. I can't wait to bring on the next season on, well, I'm guessing the end of August, beginning of September, when it all kicks off again on the 12th. All officially announced now. Which is cool. So we all know it, which means the FPL will be launched probably 2 weeks before the game itself, the first game itself. And I'm, just get out of the way. I can't wait, mate. I cannot wait for tomorrow. It's going to be, for anybody that doesn't know, it's going to be myself, Jason, along with 8 moderators, all having a game between them. And Jason, tell the audience what we've got installed tomorrow, because it's going to be a big stream.
Well, it's going to essentially start off with us going live at 3 o'clock tomorrow. So an hour before the games actually kick off. And we will have all the moderators with us tomorrow afternoon that are willing to join us live and go react to all the games. And essentially, in fact, if I just do that, it will actually show me like, there we go. And we will be drawing names out of the bingo ball. What's it called? What's the thing called? Bingo machine. To the corresponding matches. So none of the moderators know what games they're going to have just yet. They'll be told tomorrow afternoon, and they're going to react to that live. And it's going to be so fun hearing all the drama unfolding at the same time. It's once in a season opportunity to have all the games at the same time, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder who's going to get the Burnley-Brighton game. That absolute dire game.
Well, it's got 4 all written all over that, Steve. What are you on about?
Yeah, God. We're also tonight, actually, if you didn't mention it, we're going to be going over the runners and riders of the Challenge League, the top 4 places. I know it's hotting up, and in respect to Lino, obviously Jason's going to be looking at the predictor game as well, which... Yes. I and you haven't done since.
Well, so the predictor game, for all you guys who are maybe newer here, is on elitefpl.com. It's run all season, and Lino and amongst other few people have been doing very, very well with it. And we're going to be giving away some Elite FPL merchandise for the basically top 2 or 3 people in that leaderboard. But next season, obviously, a lot more people will be aware of it straight from the bat. So it would be nice to see quite a lot of people kind of getting involved with that predictor game as we preview each game week. So yes. Sorry, so I was going to sort my mic out. Is it gone loud?
No, sounds fine, mine.
All right, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, and essentially, we've got another announcement to make as well. Probably do it tomorrow, just about something in Discord. And yeah, Gameweek 38 plus. We're gonna preview this, the fixtures, go through the fixtures, let you know what our thoughts are, and look at our teams as well. We're gonna hopefully, are we gonna get a guest on, Steve-O, for the predictions?
Nah, let's get them on after.
Get them on. We'll get some guests on after we've talked about the games and our teams. We'll get some callers on. So, just like last time, guys, get yourself in Discord and get yourself in the waiting room. Say in about an hour's time. All right. So in about an hour's time, get yourself into the waiting room, and we'll call you in. Let us both know how you're looking forward to this game week and who you may be captaining, who you may be thinking of transferring in, how many people are waiting until tomorrow afternoon before making their transfers. I'm one of those people. My transfer is pretty much already been decided. It's not a very glamorous transfer. It's to be honest with you, it's a defender. So there you go. I own 3 United players and I own Jamie Vardy. I don't know how I feel about that. I think our game's got 1-0 written all over it. But yes, Steve-O, should we go straight into it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. As per normal, I've written down all the fixtures. I've written down a bit of a common theme that happens with the two respective teams regarding their history. And I've also
you said
done
the
the
history.
history for the best captaincy choice for this game week. So I've gone with Salah, Mane, David Silva, De Bruyne, Sterling, Kane and Son. Their history versus the respective teams that they're playing, and then make of it whatever you will.
Let me just play the history. Let me just play the history clip, and then we'll go straight into it then. All right?
Good afternoon there, and welcome to the history. Now you're speaking rubbish, mate. It's there in black and white. It is proven. Don't know much about history.
All right, so we're going straight into the first game. You enjoyed that, guys, if you haven't seen it before. That was made by a community member, SMZ, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So I'm going to play that at the beginning of the prediction history. And we're going to start with Arsenal versus Watford. Arsenal-Watford. Everybody, if you'd like to put your thoughts in the chat on what you think that game is going to end. Steve-O, we'll get your thoughts on this one first. Are you got any desire to bring in any Arsenal players up ahead of that game? Obviously, Watford are going to be wanting to survive.
Yeah, I've already done my transfer, and it's definitely not an Arsenal player. I'm not actually expecting much from this game, to be honest with you. I've gone for quite a tight game because Watford have something to play for. I'm expecting Arsenal to field a full-strength team. They've got the FA Cup final next week, Saturday or Sunday, whatever day it is. And yeah, I'm expecting quite a tight game. I've gone 2-1 to Arsenal, but I'd see it being like 2-0, something like that. I don't think it's going to be a battering, like 3-4. But if I was on a free hit, though, I'd be getting a Aubameyang no matter what. I'd have, for a free hit, for example, I'd have a Aubameyang and Kane as my front two, and then the 3-5-2 and have those two up top, personally. But Aubameyang, if you're on free hit, I definitely have. But
do you regret using your free hit a few weeks ago and not using it for this game week 38?
I'm bored of talking about it, Jace. This is my point. In fact, I put on another channel's video, and I actually turned it off because I'm just like, I'm falling into that trap again because I'm listening to what they're saying, and they're saying, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing this, and I'm like, turn it off because it's ruining my own thing. And
I mean, I kind of think that it's extraordinary circumstances. People had their free hits obviously for blank game weeks and to navigate through fixtures, and obviously all the fixtures then kind of. We started off with a wild card, essentially, and then all the fixtures were like pretty much there was no blank game weeks, nothing. It was fixtures every day almost, and literally, when were you going to make use of that free hit? And if you got a triple captain, it was either going to be the free hit or the triple captaincy chip for you. I know on the game week 38, and to be fair, you did say pretty much all the way through the season that. You might be using it on the last game week. You said that historically there's been a lot of goals in the last final game week of the season, and that if you had a nice plum fixture and you just want to slap the triple captaincy on one of those, let's be honest, it's the Man City Norwich game that's screaming out triple captain, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm still not doing anybody captaining in that. So,
are you serious?
Yeah.
You're not going to triple captain the Man City player? Oh, okay.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, okay, yeah, of course. Of course. Arsenal Watford, then. Do you think it's going to be 1 or 2-0 to Arsenal?
I said 2-1.
2-1, sorry, 2-1 to Watford. Okay, guys in chat, they're saying 2-1, 2-0, 4-0, 2-0. 2-0 seems to be quite a fairly popular one. 2-1 as well, there's a few 2-1s there. So 2-1s or 2-0 to Arsenal, kind of leading the pack. I think that 2-1 is not a bad prediction there. I think that I think Arsenal get one more than 2. I think it's going to be 3. I'm going to go 3-1 to Arsenal in that game. I think Watford are shocking, and they're going to... Arsenal, I think, will be having a bit of fun, and they'll score for fun. Aubameyang owners, you'll be happy. Nketiah maybe might do something as well.
Yeah, the history disagrees with both of us. The history's actually going... I mean, Dan will know more about this. He's thinking... They're thinking 2-1 to Watford. Watford have won 2, drawn 1, lost 3 out of the last 6. Although Arsenal have kept 3 clean sheets versus Watford. So there's a chance that Arsenal got a thing. But yeah, they're expecting Watford to maybe come out on this on top. And... I mean, the next game, whichever one of the moderators gets this, I feel sorry for them because this is going to be awful.
The short straw.
Yeah. There's 2 games, I think, in this particular load of fixtures, which I would hate to be getting, and this is one of them easily. It's Burnley versus Brighton. I'm just going to get straight to it. I'm going 1-1. I think all these people tripling up on Burnley defence, which is, completely logical. I expect Brighton to score. And I'm thinking 1-1. I think they'll just cancel each other out. But it really wouldn't surprise me if it was 1-0 either way, 0-0. It's going to be terrible.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with the draw. I think Burnley will get a result. I think they'll get the win. I don't think they're going to score massive goals. And I think it's going to be 1-0 to Burnley. And I will say in the chat, we've got 1-0 Burnley. Mr. Easy saying 1-0. Vipin saying 1-0. 1-0 says Bilal. Mr. Anderson with a 1-0. 0-0s as well being thrown out there. MacMat 2-0. HRJ says 1-0. I think 1-0 for myself. Burnley to get the win and hopefully get the clean sheet as a Pope owner. I mean, let's be honest, lots of people have got Burnley defenders in, especially if they're free hitting as well. Moving on to the Chelsea Wolves game. I'll give you my opinion on this one first.
Well, hold on a minute. The history for that game.
Oh, sorry. Yes, the history. Yeah, Corey.
Saying 1-1. There's been 3 clean sheets in this fixture, and 2 of them, there's been 2 0-0s in this particular game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, like I say, both teams can't score. They're both shocking, and it's... in fact, do you know my dilemma this week is, do I play Wood or Greenwood? Which one? Wood, Greenwood.
Woods or Greenwood.
Yeah. Yeah, Chelsea Wolves. Yeah, go for it.
Chelsea Wolves. Goals. Yeah. Don't expect clean sheet here, ladies and gentlemen. If you've got Mac Doherty, Rudiger, or anyone, Kepa, or anyone like that, you get him out. Get him gone. Why would you have him anyway? But get him gone. Patricio owners, I think you're not going to get a clean sheet here. I think this is going to be possibly something like a 3-2. Is that going to sound a bit crazy? 2-2, 3-2. I mean, the guys in chat are actually saying 2-1 Chelsea, 2-2. I could see it being one of those where Chelsea just nick it because obviously is there a home advantage at the moment. I'm going to go 3-2 to Chelsea in this game, and I'll be right back because the cat is asking to be let out. 2 seconds.
Well, I've gone the complete opposite. I've done the opposite result. I've gone 3-2 to Wolves. I'm expecting... Well, they both have to win. What's the ramifications of this game? If Chelsea win, they're in the Champions League. What's the situation here? What is it?
Yeah. If they win, they're in. They're guaranteed.
Right. So I actually expect, because Wolves love to play teams that attack them. They're really good on the counter attack. In fact, I tell you what, a player that people on free hit should be looking at, Jimenez, Jota. I think they can have some fun. Jota especially in this particular fixture. I just feel that he could really punish Chelsea, and I actually think Wolves are going to win this 3-2, so I'm just going to go the opposite.
Whoa!
To you, really? Just the opposite way around. Also, Pulisic, I think, is somebody that people should be looking at as well. I think
it's really interesting because if Wolves beat Chelsea, what's the goal difference on? Oh yeah, that's interesting. If Wolves beat Chelsea, am I right in saying that Leicester only need a draw?
Oh really? Right.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, the goal difference for Chelsea's plus 13. The goal difference for Leicester is 28.
Good Lord. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, yeah, their defence is terrible, but the history is going 3-1 to Chelsea. Twice in the last 6 fixtures, Chelsea have scored 5+ goals versus Wolves in a 6-0 and a 5-2, which happened this season. So, like you said, expect goals. The next fixture for me is really interesting. If I could afford him, I'd have got him in on a free. Harry Kane, this is.
Oh, yeah.
And it's Crystal Palace up against Spurs. Crystal Palace are down to the bare bones, and I really do think Tottenham are going to take advantage of this. I'm going 2-0, Jason, but it really wouldn't surprise me. Harry Kane turning up, Son maybe turning up, and exploiting that Crystal Palace defence. I'm just going for a safety of 2-0.
Now the thing is with Tottenham, anyone that's watched the streams throughout the season, I'm not a fan of Tottenham assets. Obviously, we all know Harry Kane and Son can in any given match, haul quite nicely. I'm a little bit nervous not owning any Spurs players. I will get onto it. It will be probably a Spurs player that I get in my team on a free transfer. Well, I did mention it was a defender, didn't I? So there you go. Kind of giving it away slightly there. But no, Crystal Palace, Tottenham. Palace, I mean, what was that stat I read? Is it Crystal Palace are going to go... What was the stat? Score more than one goal or something? Someone in chat can help me out. Anyway, they're dreadful, they're dire, and I think that Tottenham are gonna make easy prey of them. I think it's gonna be 2-0 Tottenham. 2-0 Tottenham. Guys in chat are gonna go with 4-0 Tottenham, 4-1 Spurs. Kane getting all the goals. 5-0 says Jack Benzie. 2-0 Shano 83. Zapped YA says in chat, Jason, can I say it was a great game of Rocket League we had earlier, but I should have won. Well, the first 5 minutes after those goals went in, I just stopped kind of trying. I don't know if you realise, I don't know if you did as well, but I kind of just thought, you know what, he's 5-0 up, I'm just going to stop trying, and then all of a sudden it all kind of changed. But going back to this game, people saying 4-0, 2-all. There was also, yes, this was it. So Palace are the only team in Premier League history, if they don't score more than one, if they don't score 2 goals this game, which let's be honest, bloody hell, put money on that. They'll be the only team in Premier League history not to score more than 2 goals in a season. Wow. Yeah,
it doesn't surprise me. They've been pretty poor over Project Restart, especially. I mean, the history's going 2-0 as well. Of the last 6 fixtures, there have been 6 clean sheets, 5 of them for Spurs. So certainly Aurier or any Spurs defender really makes absolute sense in this. Regarding captaincy, if you are going for Kane or Son, Son's your best bet. So Kane has started against Crystal Palace 5 out of the last 6. He's got 1 goal, 1 assist. Son, on the other hand, he started 3 games, made 2 sub appearances, but he's got 4 goals versus Crystal Palace. So clearly a game that Son likes to play. And he got 2 goals in the reverse fixture in a 4-0 win.
Bruno Fernandes to Son, if you can afford it, guys and girls, maybe. I don't know.
Well, we'll get onto that in a second. Because,
there we go. It looks like Steve-O might be triple captaining a Spurs player, judging by the demeanour, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to the Everton-Bournemouth match. This game, Steve-O, are we going to see goals? Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison, possibly an outside differential for those people chasing points in the mini-leagues?
Yeah, a lot of people are thinking that this could be absolute bloodbath in the sense of goals. I don't think it will be. I don't think it will. I think both teams will score. I don't think it's going to be lots of goals though. I'm predicting quite a boring win, to be honest with you. I'm going 2-1 to Everton, Jason. I think that Everton's quality will shine through. And again, free hitters, Richarlison. Obviously, people that have got their free hit and they're doing well, they're going to be wanting to go differentials. And yeah, Richarlison could be a really good shout in this particular fixture. I'm going 2-1, Jason. I don't think it's going to be that great a game, despite the fact that Bournemouth have to go for it. I just don't think they're good enough.
My heart wants Eddie Howe and Bournemouth to win this game. My brain says that they're going to lose. And I think it's going to be a 2-1 affair. And I think it's going to be probably Bournemouth trying so hard to score going forward. That's going to basically open them up to Everton on the counter-attack. And I think that's going to be them gone. As much as I do like Bournemouth and I want Bournemouth to be in the Premier League, I just think that, I mean, I'm hoping for a miracle, but I just think that Everton are going to win 2-1 in this game. And the guys in the chat, they're saying 2-1 Bournemouth, 1-0, 2-1 Everton. It's kind of a needle, like the needle's pivoting on the on the thread. I don't know what the saying is, but yeah, people are kind of undecided and who are going to win in the chat. We've got some 1-0s there, 2-1s, 4-2 to Everton, says Pete Bog. 1-0 says Zapped in the chat. I think it's going to be bye for them. 2-1. What's history say?
Yeah, that's the hat trick. 2-1 to Everton. What is interesting is that the last 3 games at home for Everton, they've won all 3, scoring a total of 10 goals. So Everton at home to Bournemouth looks very profitable for them. And now this is the big one. Obviously, we'll get your thoughts in a second. I'll just quickly reel this off. Leicester versus Man United. Leicester are absolutely terrible at the moment. Their form is shambolic. Man United are looking so tired. They really are not looking good whatsoever. Who did you play? West Ham. It was the other day playing West Ham. 1-1 draw. Pathetic. Yeah. And I do think you're going to edge this, mind. And I mean edge it. 2-1. It wouldn't surprise me if it was like 1-0, something like that. But I'm going 2-1, Jason. But obviously, yeah, it's the big one.
It's going to be a nervous game. It's going to be a nervous game.
You're covering this one though, aren't you?
I think so, yeah. I think that'll be the case. It's going to be a very, very nervous affair. I have 3 United players playing in this game: Bruno, Martial, and Greenwood. I've also got Leicester City player playing in this game, Jamie Vardy. From a Man United point of view, and as a supporter, I obviously want Man United to win the game and win the game comfortably. I don't want it to be a nervous 2-1 or 1-0. United going into the last 10 minutes 1-0 up, I just don't feel comfortable. Also, the way we're playing at the moment, I wouldn't be surprised if we give away a penalty. Jamie Vardy there to step up. So I'm really mindful about, should I keep Vardy? Should I get rid of Vardy? For FPL head, football supporter head, 2 different heads. This is the thing. This is the kind of the mental battle that you have. And I would love it if Leicester just were put to the sword and we could win maybe 2 or 3-0. I just don't see that. Certainly from that display against West Ham, Bruno Fernandes, after this like 65th, 70 minute mark, he was walking around, he was pretty much chugging. I mean, Paul Pogba was anonymous for large parts of that game, didn't have any involvement in defence or building an attack. It was very worrying, really, the heart of the midfield against the Leicester team who got a really crap, very out of form midfield as in itself. So it could be an end-to-end affair. If one team can't dominate in midfield, it could be an end-to-end affair. And if that is the case, I don't hold United's defence in so high esteem, and and especially don't hold Leicester's defence in high regard either. So it could end up being an entertaining game of football. Will United be able to, to control that midfield? That is the key. I think they're going to have to. I think the pressure's going to be on. They're going to be tight. They're going to play on the counter-attack. They're going to wait for space, but then it's exactly the same what Leicester are going to do. Honestly, I have literally got no idea what this score prediction is going to be. I really don't. It could be a 1-0 win to either team. It could be 3-2. it could be something crazy like that. I'm going to go 1-0 to Man United.
Well, funny you say that because the history's actually suggesting a clean sheet for United as well. They're going 2-0. The last 6 fixtures, Man United have actually kept 4 clean sheets, 2 of them being in a 1-0 win. So, Jace, you may be actually onto something there. Now, then, onto the big game. It's Man City versus Norwich. Everybody's predicting an absolute masterclass.
How many players are out for Norwich? Pretty much half of their team, right?
Yeah. I'm just going to say it now. I think it's just going to be a comprehensive standard 5-0. 4-5-0. I've gone 5-0, but, 4-0, 5-0, something like that.
This could be as many as they want. I could see it being like 4-0 at half time.
Yeah.
4-0 at half time, and it's the typical, like, the team goes in 4-0 at half time and they only win the game 5-0. Yeah. But it's like, it all depends on how Man City approach it in the second half, if that was the case. I mean, Gabriel Jesus, I've got this gut feeling right now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a free hit, Steve-O was saying about Son, Kane, Aubameyang. I've had this feeling in my gut for the last couple of days that I need Gabriel Jesus in this game. I can't get him in. I could do Vardy to Jesus, but then I'd need to get Garcia out in order to make that transfer and take a -4, and I just can't take a -4 in a cash league where I'm only 20 points behind roughly the second place person. So I'm very, very conflicted because I've just got this feeling in my bones that Gabriel Jesus is going to get a haul in this game. I don't know why. I've got absolutely no evidence to back it up. I've got no statistics or heat maps, and everything's looking at Sterling. And I appreciate that everyone's looking at Sterling, but I just have this feeling that Gabriel Jesus is going to be there to kind of mop up and get those goals. Jesus won't play, says Tobias. Why won't he play? 10-0 Sterling, Silva and KDB hat-tricks. Right, okay. 6-0 City, 2-0 City, 5-0 City. I mean, to be honest with you, it is going to be a lot of people going to be looking on social media for the early team news. X in chat if you've made all your transfers this game week. Well, in fact, scrap that. X in chat if you are waiting until the final moments to make your transfer. There we go. Let me know, because I have a feeling that majority of people are going to be doing that, and hardly anyone's done.
Do you know moves. What? I really hope that someone takes the mick and sends out all this fake team news. Everybody messes. I am open for carnage tomorrow. I hope somebody messes everybody up, and, like, I don't know, for argument's sake, saying that Jesus is starting, and then it actually turns out that he's not. He's actually benched. Everybody brings him. Oh, it'd be brilliant.
The meltdown. The thing is, guys, be very careful about fake in the know accounts on Twitter. Okay, don't get fooled by people that are saying stuff that have got like 12 followers or something like that. Just sometimes the best thing to do is just wait until literally the 30 seconds or something before the game updates and hope that the website doesn't crash. It's going to be mental. Vishin chat saying the Discord is going to be crazy tomorrow. Absolutely mental. There's going to be a meltdown. It's going to be panic. Especially if we're going to see a few popular picks rotated in certain teams. Question marks of whether Liverpool will play. We'll get to that game in a moment. My prediction for this Man City Norwich game, I have literally, this is probably one of the hardest ones. Gonna go 4-0 to Man City. I'm not gonna go crazy like 7 or 8.
Yeah, you said last time it'd be 8-0 when it was at Carrow Road.
I know. I went over the top there. I don't know why.
No, I don't think you did, and a lot of people probably agree with you at the time. I mean, I said at the time regarding the history that actually the games have been pretty tight between Man City and Norwich. There's been one battering, which was 7-0 about 7 years ago now. But reality being is that actually they've been quite tight. There's been 4 clean sheets out of the last 6. 2 of those 4 clean sheets are coming 0-0s with Norwich, both at Carrow Road, mind. But yeah, the history is actually going only 3-0 to Man City, and they only need 3 goals to get to the 100 goal mark, and Pep said that he wants to get 100 goals. So I think that they'll get the 3 goals no matter what.
I can see a penalty being awarded to Man City in this game. The amount, because you can just picture it in your head now, right? What is this game going to be like? Are Norwich going to get the ball in Man City's half? Yes or no? If they do, it's going to be seldom. Like, you're going to see a few glimpses of it. It's going to be Norwich camped in their own half, basically all backs against the wall. Man City passing it around them. As soon as 2 goals go in, heads are going to start to drop. Norwich are dead and buried, and they're going to kick out. There's going to be penalties, mate. I'm telling you now. And will Sterling be given those penalties? You know, to get the golden boot? I don't know. I just... This is it now. This is going to be interesting. Do you think Silva will take all the set pieces to Tobias? Possibly. I mean, the set pieces, yeah, I can see possibly that happening. I can see the penalties possibly against Sterling though, because purely for his goal of catching up in the golden boot race. But yes, 4-0, and obviously history's going with a 3-0 with a clean sheet to Man City. So me getting rid of Garcia for a -4 in that logic would possibly, or maybe not Garcia, might get rid of Saiss or something for Aurier. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, regarding the history of players, so David Silva has made 4 appearances versus Norwich, only the 1 goal, and that was in that 7-0 win 7 years ago. Kevin De Bruyne, he has made 2 appearances and 1 sub-appearance, has just got the 1 assist. Sterling, on the other hand, has made 3 substitute appearances and 1 start, has got nothing against Norwich. So, take that with a pinch of salt or whatever, but the history is normally pretty fun and accurate.
the amount of people that are on free hits right now, the amount of people that are focusing on Raheem Sterling right now, it's written, isn't it? That he's just going to blank and everyone's just going to go melt. There's going to be an absolute mayhem. But, oh God, I don't know. He's
a man possessed, though, to be fair. He is a man possessed to this restart. So,
he's got a point to prove. He's definitely got a point to prove. Newcastle, Liverpool, rotation ? Will Jurgen Klopp start any of his youngsters over the staple players that we've seen all throughout the season?
No, I don't think he will. I think this will be a full strength as per norm. It's the last day of the season. I think after their fun game the other night, what was the score in the end? 5-3 or 5-2? I can't remember now. 5-3.
5-3, yeah.
I think based on Jurgen Klopp's face, remember last time when Salah was subbed off and he didn't. Sorry, the last time Salah looked really angry the following game, he turned up against Crystal Palace with an 11-point haul. I can see the same here. He looked. Oh,
does that mean you're not going to get rid of Salah?
No, I'm keeping Salah.
Well, I don't know about that, because you said in the members video he's gone.
Yeah, but that was just pure rage. And
didn't fancy doing a rage transfer.
I looked at his body language and he was fuming. He made me look calm on Wednesday, Thursday evening, whatever day it was. And I'm expecting Liverpool to full strength team. Maybe potentially the odd youngster might come in for one of the defenders, but none of the attack or midfield are going to drop out. I'm expecting, with Newcastle's injuries, to get a bit of a tank in here. I'm expecting Newcastle to score. I think Liverpool are going to win 3-1, Jace. I think it's going to be a 3-0, 3-1, something like that. But I've gone 3-1 to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. You think Newcastle are going to score?
Yeah, because Liverpool have looked hopeless in defence, so they're going to give away a chance.
I think this game will be 2 or 3 goals in it. I'm going to go 3-0 Liverpool. I don't see Newcastle scoring in this game. We've got obviously you've got double Liverpool, so obviously you're going to be very much interested in that being a clean sheet. 2-0 Liverpool, said Harbour Boy. Mark Burns said 3-1 Liverpool. Mr. Anderson 3-0, 3-0 Mac. 4-1 says Tobias. 3-all says Drazera. 3-all? What's going on about? Williams to start over Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, don't even start that. 4-0 Liverpool. 4-0, 3-0, 3-0, 6-0 says Mr. Easy. Easy boy. 3-0. That's my thoughts on that one.
History's going 3-1, same as me. There's only been 2 clean sheets for Liverpool across 6, and both of them been at home in a 3-0 and a 4-0. So Newcastle should be able to score in this. Now we come to the final 2 games, 2 dreadful games, to be honest, despite the fact that one of them's got a lot at hand here. But Southampton, Sheffield United, Danny Ings, I think he's out of the running now for the Golden Boot. I think he blew it when he missed that stupid penalty, to be honest with you. I'm expecting this to be... I originally went 1-0 to Sheffield United, but I'm going 1-1. I think it's just going to cancel each other out. I think it's going to be a bit of a drab game. I'm going 1-1, Jason.
I certainly hope that Danny Ings does not do anything in this game. My mini-league rival in the Torbay Elite has got Danny Ings, and I just want him to be shut down by Egan and co. And I'm going to go with Sheffield United win 1-0.
Yeah, I can see it. Really wouldn't surprise me after that disappointing result against Everton. History's going 2-1 to Southampton.
You can see it, but the chat can't. I'll tell you that much.
In the last 6 fixtures, there have been 5 red cards. So there could be a high chance of a red card being involved. Now, finally, it's really a case of Aston Villa. They need a point from this game, depending on the Bournemouth result. I don't know the Watford result. All assuming that Arsenal beat Watford, then Aston Villa are really pretty much safe, even if they lose, depending on how much they lose by or whatever. But it's West Ham versus Aston Villa. I think West Ham are going to actually win this. I'm going 2-1 to West Ham.
Again, my mini-league rival has got Antonio in, and I am very, very concerned with his Ings and Antonio picks over my Fernandez and Greenwood picks. I think Antonio's on fire at the moment. West Ham are in a good run of form. And what did you say, 2-1?
2-1 to West Ham, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good prediction. That is a very good prediction. The guys in chat saying 1-1, 2-1. Antonio hat-trick. Oh, get stuff, Vincent. You got 0-0. God, 3-0 West Ham. 3-all or 3-4 to Villa. 1-all Sultan Said says West Ham are 2-1 to beat Villa tomorrow. Seems a no-brainer to me, says Paulie. I'm gonna go 2-0.
To West Ham?
Yeah.
I mean, in this particular... I'll just quickly go through the Liverpool captaincy. If you're thinking of going with Salah or Mane.
All right, yeah.
Salah has started 5 games against Newcastle, has scored 4 goals and got 1 assist. Mane, on the other hand, same as Salah, 5 starts, 3 goals. So 2 excellent options there. But of course, Mane with the away form is usually the better pick. But yeah, for this specific fixture, the history's going the same as you, 2-0 to West Ham. There's been 4 clean sheets in this fixture, 2 of them being 0-0. There we have it.
Right, okay, so FPL Scarface, a reliable in the know account on Twitter, has come out saying, pretty sure I'll be able to get the most team sheets by 2:50 p.m. tomorrow. Gonna be a mad one. Yeah, there you go. Drinks are on me if Antonio and Ings score, says Vincent. Oh, just that would be a nightmare for me. But it's gonna happen. It's just look at those fixtures. Even though I said 1-0 Sheffield United, I mean that's what I'm hoping for, really. So yeah, that's all the games. That's how we feel. Are you confident with your team going into the final game week of the season? And it's been a bit of a roller coaster for us. Mainly that roller coaster has been going downwards. But of recent weeks, we've both seen green arrows towards the top 100k. if I remember rightly, you're a couple of 100,000. You're not a million miles away from the 100 top. If you nail your triple captain,
miles off.
You're not that.
300,000. You're having a laugh.
If you triple captain Salah and he gets a double digit haul, like you said, and other people are going with Sterling and he blanks, that's enough. I think that's enough to get you. It's enough to get you possibly close. But it all depends, doesn't it? But I'm just sitting just outside. I'm 101,000. But going back to you, Steve-O, are you happy with your team? Would there be anything different in your team other than Harry Kane and Aubameyang? Just bring your team up.
Well, I've done my transfer. I brought in Son for Fernandes.
Oh, right, okay.
So I just think Fernandes looks absolutely useless. Of the last 2 games that I've seen him in, it's not good enough. And I just think that Son versus Crystal Palace, I believe he's going to be playing on the side where this new player, Mitchell, whatever his name is playing. My understanding is, I think that game, it's like with Newcastle. Both Newcastle and Crystal Palace have got major defensive problems.
Have you got your team posted at all that I can bring up on the screen, or shall I just go on your last week's team?
Let's just go on. I'll do it in a minute.
So basically, your team's the same as last week, but you're going to be probably playing Greenwood over. Oh, wow, will you though? That's the
Greenwood
question.
Over Wood, yeah. There's a
you
very
probably
high
will.
chance.
So instead of Fernandes, you got Son in. So you're going to start with Patricio in goal.
Yes, it's the same team, but just Son instead of Fernandes.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on that Wolves game, though? You're not expecting anything in terms of clean sheets from Bowley and Patricio, then?
Well, I can't play anybody because all my players are injured. So I just have to play the team that's up in front of you now. I'll post it in screenshots in 2 seconds once it loads up. For fuck's sake. But, yeah, like I say, I'm not listening to anything anymore. I'm not listening to any noise. I'm just going with my, number 1, my gut. Number 2, what the history's telling me, like I used to go with. Number 3, what I personally think the score lines will be, and I'm happy with it. And I'd rather go with my gut. It's like G-Wiz says, just go with the players that you think will do well, rather than being blinded by
the white noise.
Yeah,
what I call it, the white noise. The white noise is literally, it's all over the place. It's all over social media. There's a lot of there are some gems to be found, but it's basically, it messes up your own thought process sometimes, consuming all that. Very quickly before you started, to carry on with that, Mr. Easy has just put a bet on our result. Which one, Steve-O's or mine, Mr. Easy? I hope you've gone with the history, because the history's been pretty accurate. He's put £1 on our score predictions, and he's due to get £800 back if they all come through. Best of luck. Hello, Anurag. Yeah, carry on. What were you going to say about the white noise?
My team's in the screenshot. Yeah, so I was listening to, for like 30 seconds, a large channels thing. And anyway, people in chat were like going, why would you pick him for? There's a chance he may not play the full night. I was just like, oh, shut the up. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, it doesn't matter what this guy said. It doesn't matter whether he flaming said, I'm going to be bringing in Sterling. Hundreds of people are going to go, yeah, but he may get rotated. But it doesn't matter what people do. There's always going to be somebody or several people saying, don't do it. And I'm sick to death of I'm just sick to death of seeing it. It's why, like I say, I made a decision not to look at anything, and that is pretty much my team. It's a case of do I captain Salah, De Bruyne? It's one of those two, really. It's between those two. I've gone with Salah. I'm an idiot for doing it, but it's...
What's the percentage of it staying on Salah then?
About 99.9%, because I had it on him since day dot, really. And it's like I said in the moderating meeting like last night, it's like I said in the members video I did earlier, it doesn't matter what I do in my captaincy, it's going to fail. So it's just a case of just close my eyes, just go, that's the player. That would be even better, to be honest. But I'm just sticking with.
You've obviously been bitten a few times by Salah. Is this almost a way of trying to prove yourself right that you should have got those points, and that now you're just basically you're hoping for the points that you should have got over the last couple of game weeks? Yeah,
probably.
It has to be Salah. See, people are agreeing. I mean, about picking. People are agreeing with you about picking Salah. I mean, it's if you Jack Benzi in chat says it has to be Salah if you're chasing. Yeah, people are over.
Anything, am I?
well, you are. Well, you're chasing a few 100,000 people. But we've got a UFA coach Gabriel in the Periscope. Hello to you. Salah feels great as a captain this week as people are turning to Sterling. Absolutely true. People are being blinded by Sterling. Understandably, the fixture is so sweet and juicy that you all want a piece of that Sterling goodness. But Salah has been overlooked, and
he looked angry, Jason. He looked so angry when he was taken because he knew in himself that he should have scored against Chelsea. He just didn't take a couple of opportunities. I think he's going to punish Newcastle. I think there's a chance that he's going to have some fun. I hope so.
If Sterling plays most of the game against Norwich, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets a similar sort of score as a person that triple captains Salah. I'm going to make that bold statement now. Yeah,
I agree. I think Sterling is a very high chance of getting a double-digit haul, but I'm not going to bring him in. I don't need to bring him in. I don't know what more to say really.
Why did you not even consider Sterling then?
No.
Why is that?
Because, like you said, it's. I just think that they're just going to cancel each other out. In this specific case, Salah and Sterling, I think they're just going to cancel each other out.
But if you but I'm just thinking triple captainship. I just think if I had the triple captainship now, I'm not trying to kind of confuse you because I'm sure you're probably saying that like you had enough of people trying to give you differences in opinion. But I just think that if I had a triple captainship now, and I had that early team news and Sterling was confirmed to start, that triple captaincy chip would be on him like a flash. But you haven't got Sterling, so that headache is completely gone from your team. So anyway,
if I had Sterling, I'd triple captain. That's without question. But I'm just sticking on Salah. I've got nothing to play for, so whatever.
Well, let's just go through your team very quickly. Patricio, not expecting any points from him or Bowley. Van Dijk and Alexander-Arnold, however I am. So I think that your points from defence are going to come from those two, probably even with an attacking return for Alexander-Arnold. He seemed really good against Chelsea. Mahrez, De Bruyne, Mahrez. I mean, like you said on the member stream and on the stream the other day, Mahrez is frustrating because he's not been getting a lot of minutes, and you would think that he would be rewarded with a start, him or Bernardo Silva on the right hand side. I personally think Mahrez is going to be benched. It'll be Bernardo Silva on the right hand side. I think it's going to be Sterling, Jesus, Bernardo Silva. That's how I see it. And then Mahrez to come up in the second half. That seems how Pep seems to be using him at the moment. Even if that was to happen with Mahrez, I can see the type of player that Mahrez is. A tired Norwich defence second half could concede 2 or 3 goals quite easily. De Bruyne, we all know what he's capable of. He's after the assist record. Both of those players, I would probably expect some type of return from. Salah, triple captain, away at Newcastle, like you said, angry, frustrated that he didn't do anything against Chelsea, against a Newcastle, a poor Newcastle. I think that's logic would dictate, you are going for a differential triple captain there. And I think we said all season, haven't we, that if you're going to triple captain, you don't want to do it on a popular captain pick. If you want to make the most of your triple captaincy. Son, Crystal Palace away, him and Harry Kane are going to be up there with the points, you would imagine.
If I had Harry Kane, I'd triple captain him. I'm telling you now, if I was able to do a free, I didn't want to do a -4. In fact, to get Harry Kane in, I would have had to have taken a -8. It would have been Wood, Fernandes and Van Dijk out for Williams. Crying out loud. Pulisic. Was it Pulisic? I think it was Pulisic.
I like Pulisic. He's going to be so good next year for Chelsea.
Oh, my goodness. I think he's a great pick this week. I think he's brilliant this week.
I think Chelsea are going to be in the spotlight for a lot of managers next season. But moving on to Martial, this is the question. Like, I'm really nervous about that United game from an FPL point of view and from a non-FPL point of view. I think that, you know, if there's going to be some sort of action and attack, it will be through Martial. I mean, he does put so much work in. You know, I'll be happy owning him still anyway. Ings and Wood, I mean, both of those players have got really nice fixtures on paper. I think Wood is the fulcrum for Burnley at the spearhead. I think if they're Burnley going to score, it's going to be probably involving him either by a goal or an assist. Would you agree? And then you've got Ings, again, pretty much the same sort of player, but alternatively for Southampton. So if there's something for Southampton, you're going to bet your bottom dollar if Southampton score, it's going to be one of Ward-Prowse or it's going to be Danny Ings. Yeah,
I'm really, it's a toss of the coin between Wood and Greenwood. I don't know who to play because each of those two have got, well, Wood. I mean, I even said it against Norwich. I didn't even want to bring in Wood. I just fell for the flame in the sheep bandwagon.
The question you got to ask yourself is, what have the capabilities of Burnley got in terms of, have they got the capability of scoring 3 goals or more?
They have, if Dyche allows them to get the leash off. The problem is that they want to get Nick Pope. They've come out and said it. In fact, Chris Wood, I believe, came out and said it and said we'll do anything to help him secure that golden glove. So, you know, even when the Norwich game,
Brighton have been looking quite tasty. They've not been looking like, you know, I quite like the look of Trossard and what's the guy that defender. What's his name?
Webster, Lamptey.
Lamptey. Really like the look of him. I think Brighton have shown glimpses of really good football, and I think if Burnley did go a bit gun-ho, I wouldn't be surprised if Brighton were to get on the score sheet.
A lot of the time, especially when we were in the Championship, our final games would always be high scoring, always. They're usually in our favour as well, which was unusual as a Burnley fan, because we really could not believe that we were actually scoring goals. Whereas when it comes to the Premier League, I don't know, Dyche is just very, very, very stubborn with doing it. In fact, looking at their last 3 away fixtures, Brighton, this is 0-0, a 1-0 win, and a 1-1. So, whereas with Man United, I mean, I'll ask you, as a United fan, has Greenwood got more of a chance getting more points than Wood or scoring?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Mason Greenwood is one of those players that you don't have to watch a lot of football to know straight away that there's something special in that player. And like, fans all over the country kind of see that in him. He's young. He's obviously filled himself. You know, he's been down the gym and he's worked out pretty. You know, he's not like the typical skinny youngster. He's fast. You know, he's skillful, and he's got great ability with both feet. And he could be something really special. And that's not me with my Man United goggles on. That if he gets nurtured and brought in and had the right people around him, he could turn out to be world class. Like, I'm being deadly serious. And I think Ollie knows that. And his ability to strike the ball the way he does is just something where you don't see that sort of ability very often. And I think next season, I think he's going to be a staple in a lot of FPL managers' teams. And I don't think he's going to be benched like he was this year. And I'm very excited to see how he performs. I think he's a great talent for United. But yes, between Wood and Greenwood, the thing is, you've got Martial. So you know, it's whether or not you want to double up. Like, I've tripled up, so I'm really hedging my bets with United to get some goals to spread those points around my assets. Whereas with you, You got Martial, the centre, holding up for the likes of Rashford and Greenwood to run in to the pockets of space. Yeah, I mean, if it was me, Steve-O, Leicester's defence are looking awful. I'd play Greenwood.
Yeah, I pretty much made up my mind this morning, to be honest, that I'd play Greenwood over Wood, because Man United are Man United, Burnley are Burnley, and it really wouldn't surprise me if Greenwood outscored Wood. It was proven in the free hit. No, not the free hit. Sorry, the Brighton, the game that he scored, and I brought in Wood, and I would have had 2 free transfers for this game week. But I stupidly brought in Wood, and it turned out Greenwood scored more points than Wood, as I pretty much predicted.
And obviously, you benched Greenwood, didn't you, last week? And it's just rubbing salt in the wounds for you there. But no, I think that I think most people would probably agree that Greenwood is the one that you want to be bringing in ahead of that game. Some questions have been asked in the chat. I have quickly noticed some of them. We'll try and answer a few of them. Is it worth doubling up on Son and Kane? It will mean that I'll have someone to captain and bring in a Burnley defender. Yeah. Basically, Son and Kane against a weary, dreary Crystal Palace team. I think you got points. I mean, it depends who you're taking out from, to be honest with you. Who are you going to take out? If you're taking Bruno Fernandes out, and you've already got the likes of Martial in your team or a Greenwood already in your team, then I think it's worthwhile doing Son in. Who you're taking out up front? That's another question. Is it someone like Jamie Vardy? I think if you're taking Jamie Vardy and you're bringing Harry Kane in, that's an instant upgrade. Is selling Bruno a bad idea? I've just answered that question. Steve-O, is selling Bruno Fernandes ahead of Leicester a bad idea?
It all depends on what your situation is in potential mini leagues, overall rankings. Obviously, he's a very highly owned player. I've taken him out because just based on just looking at him, that's it. It's just looking like he's tired. He should have been rested in that. What game was it? There was a game where he should have been. I think maybe in the FA Cup game against. Help me out here. Who did he play? Not Chelsea. It was the other one. The other FA Cup game. And he should have been rested then. I've completely forgotten what it was now. But it was a really poor team. And basically, we all thought Fernandes would be benched. And he wasn't. He was played. And we just couldn't believe it. And United went and won pretty well. Anyway. But I think, get rid of Fernandes. I really do. Norwich, thank you, Padran.
Norwich 2-1 win. Norwich. Yeah.
So he should have been.
He played a lot of minutes. He played a lot of minutes in a lot of games. I think Solskjaer knows that he's so important to United, and the likes of, let's be honest, Fred, Tomine haven't really been kind of like firing on all cylinders lately. So we've got a super chat coming in here.
Yeah.
From Mark Byrne saying, $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Mark. Busy with the family tomorrow, so a big thanks for the entertainment this season, boys, and good luck with 38. Mark Byrne, thank you so much, and I hope you have the best of luck in Gameweek 38. Of course, we will be live talking about Gameweek 38 as it goes through, but we'll also probably have some callers on and after the games are all finished, just to kind of summarise and everything like that. I have commitments in the evening, but I might do a stream after my commitments in the evening, so I might do a stream later on that Sunday evening to just talk about and digest everything. Just changed my YouTube name, alright, to Lactic Man. Hello, Lactic Man. See, Norwich went into overtime. That's why, the game I should have won clearly. He would have gotten a rest. Yes, he did go into. It was a long game, that game. And Norwich played really well. Really, really well. I'm going to try and answer a couple of more questions. If you want to come on to Discord and speak to us, now is the time, guys, to come into the waiting room. If you would like to talk to us now, come into the waiting room on Discord. The link is in the description and it's also being posted in the chat. You members of Discord, get your voice heard. Come on into the waiting room. Let's quickly have a look.
I want to read Mark Antigua's comment there. It's quite interesting. I'll do it.
Yeah, you read it because I'm still quite scrolled quite up. So yeah,
this is my best ever season. Thanks for all the help. 59,000th at the moment. Nice. Thinking of a -4 to bring in Kane for Vardy and Kevin De Bruyne to Mahrez to fund the move. Mate, I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't do that. If you were to do it, I'd captain Kane then. If you're set on getting Kane in, I'd captain him then. That's what I would do, because those are two major differentials in transfers. As a captain choice, I would just stick your neck on the line, just be like, do you know what, to hell with it. Do Kane, because Kane I can honestly see getting a hat-trick. If I could do it, I'd do it. I really would. Oh, I've already won all the money in the 3 minutes. Do it then. Just get on with it.
Right, here we go. So this is my team now up on the screen. Okay, as it stands at the moment, we've got Nick Pope in goal, Digne, Egan, Garcia, Sterling captain, De Bruyne, Martial, Mane, Fernandes, Greenwood and Vardy. Now, like I said, I've got this gut feeling that Jesus is going to do something, but I can't do anything with that because I've already got 3 Man City in anyway. So I'd have to do a -4, and I just think that's... I don't know. I've taken so many hits this season, and they haven't paid off. That could easily backfire on me. So basically, I did go through a few permutations and few ideas in my head. Obviously, the whole Harry Kane thing went through my head, Vardy to Kane and stuff like that. But then I'd have to free money up again. I was also thinking of doing a double. This would be a -4 again. Most of my things involved a -4 because I've only got one free transfer. So if I go into the transfers page, I'll quickly show you. So basically, the players I weren't so sure on was Jamie Vardy, Fernandes, and the players that I was sure on was the likes of Harry Kane. And people are going to be like, Jason, all season you've not been talking about Harry. Like, I just have this feeling that, like, I get these feelings every now and again. He's been talked up a lot. He's been kind of returning to a little bit of form. But yeah, it'd be that, and then it'll be Antonio, bringing Antonio in for Bruno Fernandes. What's your thoughts on that? Those transfers. So Kane in, Antonio in for Vardy and Fernandes.
I think they're brilliant. I'd captain Kane as well. I know it's biased. But
no.
I'd do it. I think they're fantastic moves. I think they're brilliant. Harry Kane against Crystal Palace. I'm honestly, if I could bring in Kane, I would have done. I just went with his partner's son. That's it. That's all it was. I've got rid of Fernandes because he just looks useless. I don't care about how good he is. He's in my team next year, no matter what, depending on fixtures. But he's straight in my team, and I think that I would be doing that personally. I really would. I think it's a fantastic move, and for a -4, yeah, really, you're blocking off size. Antonio
pick, and I'm bringing in Harry Kane.
Yeah, he's probably going to bring in Sterling.
He's brought in Sterling already, and he's already captaining him. So maybe I can bring in Kane and captain Kane. I don't know. He brought him in. I don't know who he did bring in. I don't know who he brought in Sterling for.
It's got to be Salah.
I can quickly find out because he posted his team and he's always showing me it.
Yeah, we would have got rid of Salah because there's no way he could fund the move. Because I've got his team up in front of me right now. So he'll have De Bruyne, Sterling.
Yeah, he got rid of Salah for Sterling, yeah. That's it, one transfer.
Does that make sense on his part to keep ahead of you, to block you off? That makes complete sense. So it's a case of you going... Because at the end of the day, when I look at this Tour Elite... God, this is really nice actually doing this. I don't have to... when I look at this, you're, 57 points clear of my mate Sahil. You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
would just
that's
do
it. I've got nothing to lose in terms of position. I'm guaranteed top 4.
Yeah. If I was in your shoes, if I was in 4th spot in this particular Cashmere League, I'd just do it.
But it's like 20 points difference between me and second place. 21 points or something like that. Then to add an extra 4 points to make it 25 just seems so hard to catch those points in 1 week. Like, I'd have to have Harry Kane getting a hat-trick.
And I can see it. I can see him getting 2 goals tomorrow. Genuinely. Genuinely, I can see him getting a hat-trick. That's as simple as it gets.
It's blurring the water at the moment. Uncle Juicy TV saying, David Silva is a secret beast here. Surely. He will definitely start his final Premier League game. Will Sterling even start? Question mark. I have Foden, and I don't even think he will start either after
Foden won't
starting.
start. No. Foden ain't starting tomorrow.
Mac says, Jason, I'd keep Vardy and play Nketiah ahead of Fernandes. Transfer Saiss to Bardsley, maybe if Garcia won't start. My moves basically are on the screen here. This will be my move right there. I'll put it on the screen. Yeah, play your own game. I know. I've got so many different ideas. That was one of the ideas. Okay, that was one of my -4 ideas. And then my other -4 idea was this, which I've already kind of mentioned. Vardy again out. Garcia out. And let me get... Everyone knows who I'm going to bring in. Jesus in. And then I got 4.8 for a defender. And to be honest with you, I wasn't quite set on who that would be. But yeah, just a defender, bringing another defender in.
Kevin Long, Peters of Burnley. A Brighton defender.
I've already got Pope.
Yeah, well, you're scraping the barrel at that end. I mean,
I know you are. Yeah, Everton annoyingly, I would have loved to have brought in. Hang on. No, I could have gone. No, I have to take out Garcia. That's the frustrating thing. Yeah, it's just because I'm 0.3 off the player that I would like in, and that player is Aurier.
Well, someone's saying that you should bring in Jesus, like you've been banging on about.
Well, yeah, I know, but I can't just bring Jesus in without taking a -4. And I don't know. I just think that I don't know. But I think it's got bite me in the arse written all over this with Pep Roulette. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the content so far. Have we got anyone in the waiting room yet, Steve-O? We've got Benzie, in the waiting room. Are we ready to bring him on? Enough about my team, guys. I'm just going to say right now, I might do a stream tomorrow deciding my team live on air without any chat involvement. I'm not going to read any chat. I'm going to work it out and I'll do it and then I'll post it and then boom, that'll be it. Right, Benzie,
Before we bring Benzie on, can we just quickly go through the Challenge League, please?
Yes. Benzie, if you're listening, we'll get you on very soon. Just give us a second. We're just going to quickly just talk about the Challenge League. What is the Challenge League, Steve-O?
Well, it's the Cash Money League where members of the community have paid a certain amount of money to be part of. And
wow,
a certain individual is top, but he has been having a stinker of Project Restart, in his own words. And he is only 7 points clear at the top, which is our man Dylan.
Anderson with 101 points last game week.
Yeah. Look how close it is between 6th,
really
Brendan
close,
Mills, up to 1st. Or even just the top 4 in general. So Vish is only 9 points behind Davey FPL in 4th. Really, it's between 3rd and 6th for the top 4 cash places. Mr. Anderson, I think, Mr. Anderson and Mandela have got the top 2 spots, but it's a case of which of them two will be crowned the first ever Elite FPL Challenge League champions.
Champion, yeah.
It's fascinating and it's so tight right now.
Wow.
We want a man Dylan to win because he's been, no disrespect, he's been with us for a very, very, very long time.
Well, to be honest, Mr. Anderson, Ian Anderson's been with us for a fair while as well. Manchester Reds. There's a lot of names that, to be honest, I'm really happy in the sense that I recognise. I went through this last night in the moderator meeting. Like when we opened this cash league up to people in the community, we had a few people who were concerned that it would just be people that kind of just were involved for a few weeks and then swanned off and did other things, never came back into our channel. And I'm really happy that I can say that the 20 people we can see there, almost all of them, Boreas, Brew FC, Jack Brewers, Kieran, Chris Stevenson, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Ruddy Pogsdinya, Key Boys there as well, Andrew Fong, Ray Joy, Simi, Sultan Saeed, Chase, Blocker, Block FPL. We got all the names that I recognise. Manchester Reds there, Davey FPL, Mr. Anderson, and Mandin. And all these names are names that I quite frequently see in our channel. And this is what we were like wanting. We were wanting this Kashmir League to be for the hardcore, for the fans, the loyal supporters of the show. But yes, what are you going to say, Steve-O?
That Mr. Anderson isn't Ian Anderson. He's the one from Canada.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
All right, and egg on my face.
From Canada. But Tobias is making a point about the James Bang mini league. I mean, Bilal is just. I think it's like a 12-point lead and maybe a 20-odd point lead in the James Bang.
Sorry, Mr. Anderson. There's too many Andersons. James Bang mini league. Where is that?
16 points clear of Tobias. So, and then Tobias is 12 odd points ahead of Zimmy, and it just is so tight, the top four. It's just
Manchester Reds are doing well in that one as well.
Yeah, and if my triple captain paid off, it's unlikely, but I could get into that top four. It's a very small chance, but I could. If Salah went mental,
yeah. If Salah does some,
chance I could, depending on other permutations as well. Ooh, my big ambition though is to go ahead of Davey FPL. Oh, it'd be fantastic if I actually. You could make
a stream about that. Just beating Davey FPL, and you could put it in the stream title. You can make the stream title.
Put it in my Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Fan of the bill and beat Davey FPL.
Yeah. Right, let's bring on our guest, Benzi. Yeah, I'll bring him in now. Good evening, Benzi. How are you?
Good evening. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. How are you, Jason? I don't think we've spoken before. I've spoken to Steve-O on stream, and I've had a chat with Boona, but first time I've been on with you, I think.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on this evening, Benzi. Very first question I have is a non-FPL question. Who on earth is that in your thumbnail on the Discord profile photo?
That's a very old 70s photo of Des Lynam.
No way.
From back in the day when I was on Fantasy Football Scout before all the Twitter community and YouTube stuff.
No way.
Des Lynam on those forums. Yeah, so.
Oh wow, that's old school, man. 70s like it, right? Well, thank you for coming on this evening. A stupid question. I'm sure you're excited for the ultimate game week where we're going to see lots of drama, hopefully, and lots of different emotions going through the tomorrow afternoon. Are you excited?
Very much. Yeah, really excited. I'm on my free hit this week, so I'm in over that at the minute. I'm in a couple of mini leagues where I'm in one. My work one is my main one that I focus on, and I've won it the last 2 years. This year I'm in second.
How far away are you?
But I think it's 22 points.
A similar position to me from second place in my mini league then.
I played his free hit in 36, so I kind of know what his team is going to be. So I'm in the position where I can pick a few differentials and hopefully catch him.
Well, that's a very good question. So you've got a free hit. You've got the luxury of tinkering around with your team up until the deadline. Are you set on your team at the moment, or are you still umming and ahhing over a few places and positions?
It's literally just a handful of positions now. I've posted it in the Discord if you want to bring it up.
Yeah, I'll bring it up now.
Yeah, there's a sexy captain in there.
Let's bring it up now. 2 seconds, dude.
Yeah, so there's a few. Okay. There's a couple of positions that I'm kind of weighing up.
Wow. Okay.
I really want to bring in. Well, I don't know if it's worth the risk, because I think this player's going to be a big differential. But I really like the look of Richarlison.
Well, I mentioned him earlier on, yeah. And
I don't know whether he could potentially be in there in the place of Martial or maybe Mahrez. So if Mahrez isn't in the starting lineup,
what's your thoughts on Jesus?
So he was in my team before this free hit.
Right. So you've been stung. You kind of get frustrated by him.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I've seen him, take 1,000 shots and maybe get one on target and one goal. So that's he's a frustrating player to watch. But it was more that I knew I wanted David Silva. I already had Sterling, and I was just weighing up, Jesus versus Mahrez. Clean sheet, extra point per goal. That just kind of swung it for me.
Yeah. Sorry, I just exited the channel halfway through your sentence, but I did get what you're trying to say. The standouts for me is you've decided to go with the captaincy on Harry Kane, so you're confident. You may have heard Steve-O earlier on saying, if I was on a free hit, I quote, I would be bringing in Kane and Aubameyang. Aubameyang a player you've thought about, or is it just because of the funds that it would just detriment to your midfield to a point where it wouldn't be worth it? Because of course you could bring Aubameyang in and possibly get Antonio in.
So I've had a few drafts with both Kane and Aubameyang in, still in a 3-5-2, and it hasn't really affected my midfield. What I've done is I've had a much cheaper backline, so I didn't have Robertson and Aurea in those ones. And I had like a real budget defence. I think there was another Burnley defender in there and some other cheap player. I'm not sure who it was. And so then I had Kane and Aubameyang up top. But I still really like Ings. I kind of disagree with some of the chat that was going on here with when you were doing the predictions in terms of Southampton, Sheffield. Scoring personally, and I think Ings is going to, the whole team, it's a bit like with Pope at Burnley, the whole team are going to work for him to get the Golden Glove. I think the whole team at Southampton are going to be doing everything they can to tee up Ings at every opportunity.
Yeah, but Sheffield United have seemed for large parts of the season a very, very drilled, well-oiled machine.
They have.
They are safe. They are in a very good position. They've got every reason to be on the proverbial beach, but still, I think Wilder still will set up very strong, and I don't know.
He will. But I think Ings has scored against many good defences this season. That's not necessarily going to stop him just because Sheffield are a decent defence. And I do think it's the last game of the season. They're safe. They've had an amazing season. I think they'll be kind of half celebrating before the match, even or at half time. That team, they've done amazingly well, and I can't see them having the kind of discipline to keep Ings out.
I can completely agree with you there. I mean, I've gone with the Sheffield United win, 1-0, surprising, shocker. But your logic, I can't disagree with. I mean, of course, Ings is going for the golden boot. His team are going to rally around him, going to try and give him every opportunity to get that. And Danny Ings has proven to be very clinical in front of very good defence, like you said. So Bilal in chat saying Ings will score. I mean, the chances are, like I said earlier, if Southampton score, it will be involving Danny Ings. It's highly likely. And I am nervous not owning Antonio and not owning Ings this game week. I think that team you've got on the screen there is one of the go-to free hit teams that we're seeing around all over the place at the moment. It's got all the big names in. Of course, you've got Salah in there away at Newcastle. Argument you could say, he's not really been in the best of form. He's not been the most Salah. He's been very wasteful, very selfish. But away at Newcastle, after being hauled off against Chelsea, he's got he might have that fire in his belly to do well and get some goals. So yeah, I can see why you've got him in your team. I don't know of a way or any other players really that you could bring in without having to jiggle around in that team. Mahrez is the biggest question mark for me. Mahrez is one of those players that can come on and really impact the game. Against Norwich, I can see 10 men behind the ball. I can see it being really, really compact. City going to have to literally be tiki-taka passing, one-touch, 1-2 football into the box, making runs behind. You can just see it now. I can see it. In fact, I've got a vision in front of my right now as I stare at the computer screen. I can see Sterling getting absolutely clattered in the box, being brought down and being on the penalties. Are you?
So that is why I have Mahrez over Jesus as well, because I agree. I think it'll be that kind of game where Norwich are defending deep. 2 lines of 4, probably 4 and a 5. And that's why I like Mahrez, because I think they'll need.
He'll be one of those players. Yeah, he'll be one of the players. Yeah. He'd be one of those players outside the box who are taking the shots as well, but he's also one of those players that are going to be on the right-hand side, weaving in to the box. He's just as likely to get clipped in the box as Sterling. So I can see why he's on your list there of players to have on your.
2 positions that I am still weighing up though is basically, if Mahrez isn't in the starting lineup, I'm pretty sure I'll put Richarlison in his place. So that's just a nice easy spot. And then the other one is, like you said, so
what about Antonio? What about Antonio?
Antonio. I mean, obviously he's been amazing since the restart.
Yeah,
I can see him scoring. So I'm a West Ham fan as well. So and I'm in a weird situation where half.
What is it with West Ham fans? What is it with West Ham fans who just don't back their team? Like I've spoke to a few, and they just don't. They don't sing from the rafters. They're in such a good run of form at the moment, but. It's almost like shush, calm down. We're West Ham. Let's not get too carried away. But Antonio is a quality player, and if I was a West Ham fan, I'd have him in just for that reason. I mean, he's just exciting to watch.
Listen, I really want him, mate. I really do. If there were 6 or 7 midfield slots, easy.
Yeah.
But, there's not. I think he's been amazing since the restart. I do think this game. I probably would back him to score still, but I think Villa are gonna be pretty hard to break down this game. I think they'll do a job like they did against Arsenal. I'm in this weird situation where half my family are West Ham and half my family are Villa, so it's going to be tense in our house.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. More tense for the Villa fans,
because they need a result. I can see Antonio scoring, but I can't see him, getting 2 or 3. I didn't see him getting 4 either, but he did.
Steve-O, got thoughts on this?
Yeah, again, I don't know what your situation is regarding mini leagues, overall rank, all that nonsense, but I'd be getting rid of like Martial, Salah, Ings. I'd have Aubameyang, Pulisic, and Richarlison just for fun. I really like Richarlison, and that is tempting me. And that's the other thing, actually. Richarlison could go in for Martial as well. Martial or Mahrez could go for Richarlison, and it's definitely more differential. My mini league rival, who I'm trying to catch up, I don't think he has Martial or Mahrez, so their differentials on him anyway. But it's just if I want to go that extra kick for a while. What do you see in this Leicester game?
Sorry, what was that?
What do you actually see in this Leicester game, though? Do you see Martial actually doing that much damage? Because I don't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I think if United score, which I think they will, like 1 or 2, he's got a very high likelihood of being involved. But I don't see a massive score for him. He'll maybe get maximum I can see is like a goal and an assist, maybe. And I think Richarlison's upside is huge. He could potentially get a hat-trick, it's not as nailed on, if you know what I mean. Whereas I think United will score a goal or 2, and he probably will be involved in at least 1.
If you it's a good question.
Sorry, mate. Go ahead.
No. Sorry to kind of cut in there, but what do you think the scoreline is going to be between Man United and Leicester? As obviously a complete neutral.
2-1 either way, to be honest. I can't really call it. I probably imagine 2-1 United. I think it'll be a cagey game. One of them will win it. I think it'll be United that win it, but it could be anything. And it could even be a 1-1 draw or something like that. I think it's going to be pretty cagey, and they're both going to be nervous. Depends what happens.
Time.
If the first goal goes to Leicester, they'll sit back and defend and do everything to hold out.
Yep.
And then it's just, are United creative enough? Whereas if the first goal goes United's way, I can see Leicester then bombing forward and United are brilliant on the counter. So then it could be 2 or 3-0. And that's kind of why I have Martial in as well, because if United get the first goal, then I think then Martial could get a big score, but it's kind of hinging on that for me.
I mean, to be honest, I like that. I like the look of that team. I like the thought process with Steve-O kind of throwing a few new faces into the hat just purely for, the ability to just get that pure point boost from those players that no one else has got in or very few have got in. I think you've got a good balance. You've got a good balance of...
Sorry, Jason. No. So I just want to get this in because I really want to rep with Richarlison, and I probably will go for him. It's just which slot he goes in, whether it's Martial or Morris. I think he's going to be really overlooked.
I think mate, you can't go with 2-Man City. You're going to have to go with 3-Man City. I think wait for the team news. If Mahrez is benched, then your decision's been made. You've got David Silva there. I mean, I think if Mahrez starts, Martial to Richarlison, I think, I think that could be a good one. I really
want to jump. That's the kind of move I need to make, I think, to potentially get into the top 10k. Like it's an ambitious target still now. I think I fell back a little bit last week to 25, and I think I'm about. It's a similar thing. It's about 20 odd points.
All the way down to 25,000. Poor you.
I was 150k at the restart, and I've just basically had a really good project restart. I did the old unlimited transfers, then wildcard, and did the bench boost in the first week as well. And those first 2 weeks, I went from 150k to 60k or something, and then I've climbed up since then. So it's been
goes to show that there's quite a lot of teams bunched up on similar points at the moment in the top, especially in the top 100k. And I think it's a bit. Am I right in saying that it's a bit weird to have such a minimal spread of points in the top 100,000? Normally, you get more of a disparity, or if that's the right word, between the 10k, 50k, 75k, 100k. Whereas you're seeing players and managers jumping around the 60k, 100k, 40k mark in the space of I know we're seeing games every other day at the moment, but it's just been really weird this season in the sense that I've seen managers that have gone 250 places up into the top 50k within 3 or 4 game weeks. I just find that mad.
The rankings are a bit weird. There's normally I find that you make bigger jumps when you're obviously lower down in the ranks. So when you're a few 100k, you can make quite big jumps. The thing is, I had 2 mega weeks basically at the restart. I had 118 and then 90 something. So they were kind of 2 big scores that really rocketed me up.
Yeah.
And the restart has been very different to the rest of the season. So I think getting early on United assets, getting early on what else has happened since restart? I can't remember, like Pulisic, players like that. That really helped. And it's been like I've treated it like 2 different seasons, and I had plenty of chips left and stuff, so that's really helped me kick on as well.
Excellent. I mean, there's a Tobias in chat says he was 350,000 before Project Restart. He is now 25,000. Well, Tobias,
he's done an extra 200k on me. Yeah.
Good luck on your Gameweek 38, Tobias, and finishing up in possibly pushing forward to the top 10,000. We've got a few new viewers in the chat there. Hello to you guys. Hello, and anyone watching on Periscope or Facebook or wherever you're watching us from. We're also live there as well. That's probably a good time to just kind of like publicize the fact that, go ahead and follow us on social media. Get onto Twitter and follow us there. And we're also on Facebook as well. We do stream on Facebook and select streams, but we'll be going back into a structured program of previews reactions, reviews as the new season comes in. We'll be doing a lot of stuff in the pre-season as well. It's going to be pretty much a couple of weeks and then we'll be back straight on it. And as soon as the fixture list is released, I think Steve-O is probably going to do 24-hour streams on his team selection, aren't you, Steve-O? He's not even listening. But yeah, it's been great having you on the show with us, Benzi, and I wish you all the best of luck with your free hit, and please feel free to come back on the show once we kind of digest everything that's happening in the game week 38, and we will be hopefully taking callers and hearing the highs and the lows. Any final words, Steve-O?
Why Kane captain?
Steve, I just wanted to quickly ask you, have I got the right Burnley defender in there as well? So I've got Pope and Bardsley. It could be Peters, it could be Long.
It doesn't really matter that he's going to play exactly the same team that played against Norwich the other day. So Bardsley's a perfectly fine pick. If you want to go real safety, Kevin Long will be your best bet. I think your team is looking fantastic. I don't like Robertson though. Don't know why. Don't like Robertson whatsoever.
Okay. That's one to mull over. Anyway, yeah, thanks guys for having me on. Good luck to everyone. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to chat to you after the season and I'll be in the top 10. We'll see.
Yeah, pleasure having you on, Benzi. You take care of yourself, buddy. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
See you, mate. Sweet. Right, so that was Benzi. Guys, we have got time for another caller. If you would like to come into the waiting room. In the meantime, we'll mention some of the comments in the chat. We've got Cameron Rawcliffe, a name there that I haven't read out for a little while. How are you doing, Cameron? I'm in a big predicament, says Cameron. I can afford to do Sterling and Pulisic in for KDB and Fernandes out. But if Mane drops in price, I can't afford it. Should I do the moves?
Mane ain't going to fall in price. What's Mane going to fall in price for? And why would that
he has already. I think he's already fallen in price, hasn't he?
That shouldn't affect the transfer, should it? Unless I'm going mad. Because it'd be all about Kevin De Bruyne and Fernandes dropping price, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Let me know what the what the dilemma is there, because I didn't see Mane's name being the ones that you'll be bringing in or out there. But yeah. Oh, we've got semi-sweet potato coming on, apparently. Apparently, price drops. Mane is due. He's very, very close to a price drop. Sadio Mane is very close. He's reached 100% on the FPL statistics website, along with Bruno Fernandes and Cantwell for Norwich. But let's bring on semi-sweet potato. Good evening, semi-sweet potato. How are you today?
Good evening, guys. I am still stressing over some Gameweek 38 transfers, but I'm starting to get an idea of what I want to do. And yeah, obviously it's much different for me because I don't have a free hit. So I am just going strictly on normal transfers. So my team is still going to look pretty template, but I do have some ideas.
Sweet Potato, have you got your team available to be seen? Can you post it in the team screenshots on Discord and I can bring it up and we can discuss it?
I can indeed. Now, I'm going to send my team with the proposed transfers. But we can obviously talk about some alternatives. Hang on, give me a moment.
And that's Cameron.
And also a benching headache potentially in there.
Yeah, Cameron Rawcliffe just clarifying that, he wasn't thinking straight. Basically, yeah. So, in answer to his question, to be honest with you, Cameron, aren't you supposed to be doing really well this season? I mean, those transfers are pretty sexy. Sterling and Pulisic in for Kevin De Bruyne and Fernandes. They're so sideways. I would just do Pulisic for Fernandes, that's it. That's what I would do. What about you, Jay?
Oh, I've played your thing again. I would. I just think, it's probably not worth. It's not worth it. Not worth it. Those transfers for me.
God, it's a lovely team. Semi-sweet potato.
I guess bring it up.
Very nice. Very nice.
So the two new players this week Aurier and Aubameyang. They're coming in for Doherty and Vardy. Now, my thinking, now obviously, Vardy hasn't really been as good as I liked. I got him in for that Bournemouth game, thinking he'd do something against Bournemouth, then maybe score at home against Sheffield United, and then I would have gotten rid of him for Alba right away. But like right when I saw the fixtures for the end of the season, I knew I wanted Aubameyang for that final game of the season against Watford. So I'm thinking now I really have to stick to that and trust my gut.
Harry Kane for me, mate.
Kane is also tempting. I haven't hit any transfers yet. That's why I've sent you the transfer page.
I mean, Harry Kane or Aubameyang, toss a coin. I think a lot of people would probably sway towards Harry Kane because of his recent form is kind of heading upwards again, and also Crystal Palace are rubbish.
That is also true. The other move that I could potentially make is, instead of getting rid of Doherty for Aurier, I would keep him and just do Vardy to Jesus. But Jesus just isn't convincing.
No, I agree.
The whole reason I'm downgrading Doherty is to make money for Alba or Kane.
2 seconds, I'll be right back. Steve, you continue this discussion, I'll be right back.
I think what you've got up on screen now is excellent. I mean, from a biased point of view, I would have Harry Kane over Aubameyang personally, but I think go for it. There's no debate.
I don't know. Watford are going to be quite open. If they are going to play like they did against Man City, they'll be open. However, if they start to go for the win, then Aubameyang will get into that space. And I don't want to say he's due a haul, but he kind of is. You get the feeling he hasn't scored in a while, even though he's probably not going to catch Vardy. I'm sure he will. And, of course, I am going to be biased. I am, of course, a supporter of Arsenal. So this is literally just, do I go with my team or go with my arch rival? I mean, I'm getting Aurier anyway.
It's a very tough one. I think, but to be honest, I think both will score very similar, to be honest with you. I mean, like I said, I'm expecting... I mean, what are you predicting for both games? What's your predictions for both games?
I think for the Palace Spurs game, I don't see Spurs scoring more than twice, so I'm gonna say 2-0 to Spurs, because they are currently, like, as much as it hurts to talk about Spurs as a rival fan, they have a chance to qualify for Europe after what's been a disastrous season for them. All they have to do is do better than Wolves, and Wolves are at Chelsea, so they pretty much have it in the bag. Whereas for us, as much as there's a lot of talk of players potentially being rested for the FA Cup final, you look at some of the things that Arteta has been saying to the media. We know right from the start, he's a no-nonsense manager, win at all costs. He said he doesn't want to underestimate Watford's relegation fight, and he is not going to want to end the season with 2 straight defeats to relegation teams. So,
as Chris A says, is this a -4?
It is, indeed. So Vardy to Jesus would be for free.
Right, hang on. This is another screenshot that I haven't got up yet, yeah?
No.
Vardy to Jesus?
Vardy to Jesus is for free, but Doherty and Vardy to
but on the screen, on the screenshot I've seen, you don't have Vardy.
Yeah, he's
taking that Aubameyang.
On the transfer page.
Oh, right, okay. So you're in the transfer page. You've done Vardy to Aubameyang. Right, okay, sorry.
And Doherty to Aurier. But I can't afford Alba or Kane without downgrading elsewhere and taking a hit.
I like the transfers. I like the Doherty to Aurier. But I think I personally would do Doherty to Aurier. And then I would do Kane in for Vardy. That's what I would do.
Yeah, because I think Vardy can score against Man United, but he won't score more than one, because as you were discussing with the previous caller, if Leicester score first, they will try and sit back.
Yeah, and that's the transfers that I were looking to trying to do. Those transfers, what you're doing there, were the ones I was trying to do myself, but I didn't have the funds to bring in Aurier for my defender, whereas you have the ability to do that for Doherty.
Looking for upside here, I mean, I'm currently 10 points ahead of a close mini-league rival. They've had Fernandes permanent captain since the restart. I don't know if they're going to change that. And they've also got a bench boost in play. So I don't have any chip, and their bench isn't. They might have to spend some hits to also fix their bench as well. So I'm looking at potentially expanding my lead, but 10 points is very tight.
Well, if you do this transfer, it's down to 6 points. What's their bench at the moment?
It's like Dendonker, Brandon Williams. I think
2 seconds.
Egan is there. Egan could do all right.
Who's the goalkeeper?
It's not like a solid bench boost, and they'll probably have to take a hit. They don't have a second keeper. It's Button, so they'll probably have to take a hit to improve their bench, to play the bench boost.
And what's the likelihood of them
doing? Not play it. What?
What's the likelihood of them doing a hit to bring in other players?
A keeper. I think they have enough money in the bank to just do Button to another keeper. For free, but they only have one free transfer. But would they take a hit to fix someone like the Donker?
It depends how active they are.
Maybe.
I'm assuming they've
been making transfers.
There's been a few questions in chat which I want to ask you in a moment. Sorry, finish your point. Sorry, I didn't realize you were still talking.
So they could do Dendonker to like Suchek or even Trezeguet as a punt. If Villa will be going for it. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but taking a 4-point hit when I'm only 10 points clear of a mini league rival. But at the same time, my rank is currently 156k, and I'm only 24 points off 100k, so I may as well go for that.
Yeah. So are you going to be? Well, it's obvious you're going to be benching Greenwood then.
I think.
How do you feel about that?
To play for mini league context. Martial could have one of his days, but the thing about Martial is we talk about his home and away record, but I do think United will have to go for it. I mean, Jason, you're the United fan. How confident are you feeling about?
We haven't got a team. We haven't got a team that's able to soak up pressure, and if we sit back and we try to be clever and cocky, even a Leicester team with a very meh midfield with a Jamie Vardy can score against us quite easily. I feel we need to take the game to Leicester. We need to keep the possession. We need to battle the midfield. We need to dominate midfield and hit them hard and get at least 2 goals. Otherwise, if we're going into the last 75 minutes gone in, United have got 1 goal, I'm nervous because United have got a flipping habit of just being drifting out of the game at that point and then conceding. So I'm just...
Yeah, I've noticed with United's games, like, most of the goals come in, like, in the first bit of the second half. Or they'll score 1 right before halftime, and then suddenly just come out of the traps in the second half and score.
I'm worried that like West Ham, it would take a goal being scored against us for us to actually up our game. And
even Bournemouth scored first in that 5-2 win.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, United defense at the moment, it's all over the place. Wan-Bissaka's been playing out of his skin. I do like Wan-Bissaka. Maguire's been okay. Lindelof's been very questionable. De Gea, we all know De Gea's had some howlers. Arguably, if it wasn't for De Gea's mistakes, we would probably have had 2 or 3 more clean sheets since the restart, but hey ho, that's football. And I think Paul Pogba is a massive influence on what kind of Man United will see it on Sunday. If he plays the same way as what he did against West Ham, then it's just going to be a very, very, very tense game. It'll be a massive hole. There's going to be massive holes for the likes of Tielemans to break through Barnes. And I'm just dreading it. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to be very nervous about watching that game. It's the first half. The first half is going to be really important. What's my overall ranking? Say again, sorry.
Greenwood. Would you rather start Martial or Greenwood, or both and bench Pulisic?
Don't bench Pulisic. Good God.
Don't bench.
I haven't seen him in any free hit team, so I feel like this could be a big differential if I keep him.
Martial or Greenwood. Martial plays a very important role in building the attack, but he's also very technically gifted. Martial, he really
I'd
is.
say Greenwood is your best finisher right now.
Yeah, that's basically where I'm getting at. I mean, Martial's got a decent finisher, you know, and it was his right foot, but I think out of the two, it's so hard, man. It's so hard because I really like Martial is my favourite United player at the moment.
From many league context, I would bench Martial.
From a Man United point of view, Martial is my favourite Man United player at the moment. From a fantasy football point of view, Greenwood. It's really hard, man. It's really hard.
I think I'm gonna bench Martial and play Greenwood just because of what's on the line for my mini league and what my rival has.
Oh, mate, I can't believe we're gonna bench Martial though. I just, oh god, it's so tough.
It doesn't work for me. I'm throwing an 8.4 player on the bench on the final day of the season.
Dude, don't let the prices fool you. Greenwood is not worth only 4.6.
I know, Greenwood is playing like
he's playing like
Suarez in 2014.
Yeah,
I didn't play FPL back then, but I know the memories.
It's such a shame you can't play two at the back, Digne and Aurier. Oh no, Digne and Alexander-Arnold for the sake of it, you know. 2-5-3.
Bring back that all-out attack.
Let's go to 2-5-3 formation.
What was that chip called? All-out attack.
All-out attack. No, it's a dilemma you're in, and the dilemma that you're in is that you've got Mason Greenwood, Fernandes, and Martial.
It is template. The template would be to start all three and bench someone else, but that's not what I'm here to do. It's the final game of the season.
And there's not even any question marks in any of those players whether or not they will start, really, is there? Let's be honest with you. Looking through them all. I mean, David Silva, you could argue, but he's going to start. It's his last game.
Yeah.
Mate, it's really tough. It's really tough. I mean, JC in chat saying, just bench Ings. It's easy. I mean, going by my logic, yeah, bench Ings. But
that was also on my mind. I
mean, I said that Sheffield United are going to win 1-0. Steve-O's got other thoughts on that.
All out. So I'm going to go all out mini league, protecting that lead. Then I would bench Martial because my rival has Bruno, Greenwood, and Ings. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't want to get too hung up on a mini league.
Yeah.
It's not like there's cash on the line either. And I'm only 10 points clear, so I could potentially play a little more aggressively to extend that. Because I'm also looking at rank-wise, again, 24 points off 100k. That's a huge milestone in what's only my second season of ever playing FPL. But
there's a few people in chat, obviously talking about different players, benching Fernandes, benching Greenwood, blah, 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 blah. I mean, purely from a value point of view, now you shouldn't look at it like this, but you've got 3 United players, right? You've got 3 United players playing against Leicester. You're hedging a lot of your bets with United getting some attacking returns in that game, and those attacking returns being involving Fernandes, Martial, and Greenwood. Okay, just from the past 8 or so games, 9 games, you can pretty much guarantee that Fernandes, if United are going to get some sort of attacking returns, Fernandes is going to be involved in that build-up just as much as Martial, because Martial is the spearhead. He's going to hold up the play and lay it off to the likes of Greenwood and lay it off to the likes of Rashford. Would you agree?
I would.
Judging by that, I think out of those 3 players, the most valuable assets FPL-wise are going to be Martial and Fernandes. I can't believe I'm saying it, but by that logic, if Martial's playing that role, holding the ball out, laying it off, also looking to cut inside, and I'm going to say now, right? I play Ings, bench Greenwood. There you go.
Do you notice much of a difference
horrible.
in how Martial plays versus home and away, or just are the numbers really fooling us? Or do you notice a difference in the way he plays?
The thing is, at the moment, home and away, I don't know if it's that important because there's no fans.
That's the
It's just
thing.
like
People are making a big deal out of. People are making a big deal
to
out
me.
of Martial's
To me,
home
every
points.
game looks the same. I know
It
it
does.
sounds silly, and I think the players are not phased by home and away at the moment. I really don't.
Yeah. It's just everyone is just bothered by the fact that Martial is doing so well at home, but it doesn't seem like there's much to read into that. It could all because we only have a small sample size of this restart.
Yeah. I if it was my team and I was going to do those transfers you're doing, it'd be Greenwood on the bench for a sub for me, and then just play Fernandes and Martial. Steve-O, your thoughts on that?
I'm just nodding and agreeing, just listening in, and just agree with everything you just said. It makes all
We got there in
perfect
the end.
sense.
We got there in the end. Any final thoughts?
I think my captaincy is going to be on Sterling.
Oh yeah, we haven't. Yeah, Sterling. Were you going to bring Aubameyang and not captain him? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Well,
I could also do that. Like, feels
Wow.
bizarre that I'm bringing in this striker.
Yeah.
4-4.
Yeah.
Final day of the season
Yeah.
at home. Last
Yep.
season on Gameweek 38, he scored a
Yep.
brace.
Mhm.
Last game against Watford, he also scored a brace.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I don't want to get
If you
too
got
caught
the
up in, like,
if you're bringing him in on a -4, you got to captain him, mate. You got to captain him. Same as Harry
go
Kane.
for
If you're
it,
gonna,
like,
you know,
I don't want myself to go for it. I'm a fan of
and
Arsenal.
pray-
I want to see us win.
and then pray to
And I
God
wanna
that
see-
Sterling just does nothing, because every man and his dog's gonna be captaining Sterling. But no, I look forward to seeing how your final your team looks, and we're gonna have callers on probably in the build up to the games, very, very briefly, just literally like 10 seconds just to say who they've captained and why they've done it, bang to the next caller. Just basically briefly. I'm just going to be interested to hear the meltdown on Discord, to be honest with you. But Semi Swim Potato, thank you ever so much for your time this evening, and it's been a pleasure to hear from you. Thank you.
Guys.
See you
Have
soon,
a good
dude.
night.
Cheers, dude. We've got David S in the waiting room. We'll bring him in a moment, David, if you're listening in. Very interesting, different approach there. Taking a -4, bringing in Aubameyang instead of the popular Harry Kane. I think that is a very bold move. And if you're going to do it, like I said, captain him. Put the armband on Aubameyang if you've got the faith. Let's bring in David S. Probably going to be one of our final callers this evening. David S. You're live on the show. How are you today, mate?
I'm good, and you. It's Davey.
What? It's Davey?
You don't have nicknames on your Discord.
Oh, what? Right.
I've used Discord for university now, so I don't really want to have Davey on my university Discord.
Okay,
So,
I'm
I've just
with you.
had to keep it.
Davey, man, how you feeling? You're flying high. You seem to be, doing everything you seem to be doing is doing well. So,
Davey's come on here to copy my team, find out what I'm doing, so he goes everything.
Steve, I've heard we're clashing this week.
Or indeed, yeah.
Steve, I've come to tell you to put your money where your mouth is. Whoever wins gets the next McDonald's. That's what I've heard.
Steve says he's on a diet now. He isn't eating McDonald's.
He's going to be eating McDonald's if he wins. He's going to be happy. No, I'm joking.
Davey, can we get a screenshot of your teammate so I can just throw it up on the screen?
Jason, I could not. I can tell you 10 minutes before the deadline. I can't tell you now,
really?
because
Okay.
at this point, I could have 10 drafts with one Jesus, one Sterling. But unless I kind of know get an idea of who's going to start, I can't really tell you.
Are you doing a stream tomorrow, Davey? Because I love your one.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Excellent.
I'm gonna do deadline stream. I think it's gonna be, because I won't lie to you. When you stream, it's quite hard to, because I can only really focus on one thing. So
Yeah.
I can't have Twitter on the phone or on another monitor, because then I like drift away. So then there's like no talking on the stream for like 5 minutes, and I can't have that. So it's going to be quite tough to catch up, because I think tomorrow there's going to be a lot of like fake news
Yeah.
and everything. So I've kind of. I don't think there's one probably like source. I think Rockstar is always there, but I don't think he's going to post anything.
No, he's not.
No.
So, I mean, besides that, I don't. I think only maybe the Scarface that we've seen. He seems to be quite good. I don't know. So he seems to be the only one that I'd really look at.
Apparently the comment I mentioned on stream earlier on was a fake account of Scarface.
I think because the actual one is Scarface FPL, and then the fake one was FPL Scarface.
Right. Okay.
Someone actually created an account just to copy them.
Yeah, and I mean, this game week has got a lot riding on it for a lot of people in their respective cash mini leagues. There's a lot of people doing free hits. There's a lot of people doing free hits, and there's a lot of people with at least a triple captain left on the final game of the season. I've got this really weird gut feeling that Gabriel Jesus is going to be the star man in this mauling of Norwich, where we're going to see the likes of with the points spread out in midfield, and then Gabriel Jesus getting the massive haul. Am I mad?
No, I think if I think someone also mentioned in the chat, because I've been in here a while. I just went to go eat dinner a little bit earlier. I think someone just mentioned the rotation thing. So that's what some people have been saying, because he's basically played or started every game recently. But if he starts, if we know he starts tomorrow, he 100% will be in my team. It just I don't understand how you can't have the striker for Man City against Norwich.
I know, but it's I know this is what I'm.
No, you go. Sorry, I lag sometimes.
No, it's fine, mate. It's fine. You're down there. We're up here. We understand. But is
that a tune there? Eh? I'm down here, eh? No, I'm joking.
I mean, man, it's just like you can't have all the players. You know, there's people bringing Harry Kane in, people bringing in David Silva, tripling up in the City midfield as opposed to bringing in the striker. But for someone like me that's got Eric Garcia in my team, I mean, the answer's obvious, but I mean, the worrying thing is, will he start with the likes of Stones and Otamendi knocking on the door, and also. Essentially, is it a wasted City slot? I mean, I'm sure you're going to nod your head.
So what are you going to do if a team sheet gets leaked tomorrow, which I think it will? Let's just be honest. I think there will be a team sheet that gets leaked, and Garcia doesn't start. What are you going to do?
I've got to take a -4 to get him out I could just go safe and just switch Garcia out for. I think I've got enough. No, I don't.
I'm with Steve. I like those other moves that you said.
I know, but it's just this psychological thing. I'm 20 points behind second place.
Where's the Jason we know? Where's the -16s? Where's the -20s? Steve, how many points are you behind? Are you behind Jason? Or are you?
Oh, it's messed up. About 60 now.
Okay, Jason, what? How much to take a -60? Let's make things interesting here for the final day.
You'd have to take a player out to replace a player.
It's like when someone does a wild card and then they post their transfers and they've done 120. I don't know how you do that.
The thing is, right, I've got guaranteed top 4 pretty much. I'm comfortably in the top 4 of the cash league in the Torbay League, but
yes, and that's your main league, hey.
Yeah, well, it's the historic league that we've been a part of. Obviously, and I'm nowhere to be seen in the Elite FPL Challenge League. You guys, you freaks of nature, are just a million miles ahead of me. So I've pretty much got no chance in a respectable finish there. But I mean, in terms of the Torbay Elite one, is definitely
100, yeah. And unfortunately, that's FPL situational. But this week is so situational because I can't tell you to bring in Kane when everyone in your mini league has him as well. It's one of those things. It's such a hard game week.
My two rivals don't have Kane.
No, exactly. So I mean, in all honesty, I can joke, but you have to do what's right for your mini league.
You've got Aurier in your team. I like Aurier. I really like the look of Aurier. I'm
probably going to keep him in the final team as well. It looks
Your final team's going to probably have De Bruyne, Aurier, Alexander-Arnold,
So Alexander-Arnold's the only one I'm worried about because, like, honestly, as a Liverpool fan, I can see there being rotation, but I can also see us not rotating. So I'm also hoping that we might hear something about that.
Do you feel that when you're free hitting, do you feel kind of like you don't want to waste it and you want to take as many of your original players out as possible to make it feel worthwhile, or do you not get blinded too much about that?
So I personally am like seeing it. I had like 3 Wolves players. I had 3 United players. I had some other options from teams that have tougher fixtures. So I'm not really minding that too much. But if I thought a player would do well, I would still keep them. So I'm not, but I do think I'm being a little bit more maverick than like usual on this one, because I just feel like, it's the last game week. Might as well just try some different assets, bring in like a load of Spurs options, even though they're terrible. And like that kind of thing,
Yeah, I've not said a lot of good things about Spurs all season, to be honest with you, and I can't believe that I said earlier on I was going to bring in Kane and Son.
I also when I had Son, I was saying a lot of bad things about Spurs. It's almost similar to like, I'm really surprised that Steve-O is going back to Salah, because we had the same captain against Arsenal. And it's the reason I hate captaining a Liverpool player, because I'll find myself watching the game and I get so irritated at the own team I support because they miss chances. And I just couldn't go through that with the last game week. So I honestly felt for Steve-O when I watched that game, because like I promise you, I think my 5-a-side team could have finished some of those chances that were on there.
Yeah,
and that's saying quite a bit.
It was very wasteful. It's the Mohamed Salah way. The bonus points he's going to be a million miles away from the bonus points because he's so wasteful. He's losing the ball, and it's frustrating.
But then he has these games where it's like completely
I was about
opposite.
to say that. Then he has these games where he's completely different, and
it's just like, so that's the thing is, I mean, like this game week he could be exactly like that. I just don't know, because a lot of people are saying like the whole golden boot situation, but I don't think it's as tight. I think that it's either going to be Vardy or Ings, and I think the guys know that. I don't think Salah's going to be like hoping for a golden boot because he scores like 6 goals on the weekend. But I do think naturally he wants to score those, so that's why I can agree with Steve and what he's saying.
When he was taken off the other night, he was very angry. Do you think he was angry at the fact that not only he was taken off, but the fact that he didn't score a goal? Because
I don't think he was angry about being taken off. I think he's very hard on himself. I mean, there was that other game week where he scored 2 goals and he was on for the hat trick, and then he missed the chance right at the death, and he was as angry as I've ever seen him. And I mean, he's just scored 2 goals. It's just naturally him. He's very hard on himself, so he always wants to do the best.
Do you think that he's a bit too selfish for his own good, though? Because there are times in the games where one of Firmino or Mane is in such an open position where he's so tunnel vision at times, Salah. He really is frustrating. Not so much, not just from my point of view as a Mane owner, but someone that someone that captains Salah, like Steve-O. Like that he could have just passed it, side-footed it. If he'd have looked up and seen Mane there, he could have side-footed it straight to Mane, boom, goal. You would have gotten another assist. That would have been 2 assists. Okay, admittedly I had Mane, it would have been great as well. But the point being, it would have been points, and it would have been, I don't know. I know that football players don't look at FPL they don't look at the real football from an FPL point of view. But it's, as a manager, Klopp should have been screaming about that, because it's just it was so glaringly obvious that he just doesn't always look up and see the easy pass to make across. I've seen it a lot this season.
I know what you're saying.
They had a bust up, didn't they? Was it this season or was it last season? They had a bit of a bust up.
The one where Mane didn't get the pass and then he threw a wobbly on the bench. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I just think like, if you put Salah 1-on-1, he's not going to pass it usually. Like, I tend to think that most attackers would be like that. Firmino maybe not, because he wants to assist more than score. Like, there's some chances where he should shoot, but he doesn't. So I don't know. But I mean, he does still have 10 assists. I think he has 10 assists this season, so not too shabby for like a supposed winger, I guess. But yeah, it's a weird one. I think that he's very kind of, when he's in that zone, he's not going to pass. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm just carry on, Steve. Ask a few questions. Where there's something I want to bring up.
Well, I like obviously your predictions and everything. You're very good, just like me.
Yeah, Steve, we can talk about the Super Brew.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't actually participated since the restart.
But when I say Super Brew, I just mean predictions, basically, because that's how I do my predictions or whatever.
How do you think, for example, the Liverpool game is going to go against Newcastle? Also, the Tottenham game. How do you think those two games are going to go? Because both teams have got, well, Newcastle and Crystal Palace, their defences have just, they've got nobody in there.
So with my predictions this week on Super Brew, I went for a lot of draws, but I think that almost could be, not a lot of people go for draws. So I'm just trying to get as high up the ranks as I can. So just take that as almost taking like a differential punt. So don't take, so the draws aren't as serious. But for the Liverpool and the Spurs game, I went for 2-0 to Liverpool, and then I went for 2-0 to Spurs.
Yeah. I
so...
That's
like it's hard to say, because obviously with Liverpool, I mean, if just say Neco Williams played, and then say, I don't know if Saint Maximum's is back from injury, I don't think so, but imagine Neco Williams was him, like he's absolutely going to pump him. So it's almost like these predictions could change depending on what squad plays.
I can't see Klopp rotating. I think he's going to play the full strength team versus Newcastle, and that'll be it. I think he'll at the end of the game, 4-6 weeks until the restart.
Yeah, and Liverpool are Champions League. We're not playing for FA Cup or anything. So I mean, they're going straight off after this on holiday.
Yeah, precisely.
So I do agree with you on that one. I just don't know. I have a feeling like we could see some fringe players like Minamino or someone get minutes.
Oh yeah, I can see that about the 60th, 70th minute mark. Get them on. But regarding your overall rank, at the moment it's 8,171.
Yes, yeah.
How close are you to 5,000? Do you know?
5,000. I can check for you, but I was there, and then I've had a couple of bad game weeks now.
I guess 20 odd points.
I think there's there should be something that tells you like the rank tiers. Let me check. Otherwise, I might just have to go onto my.
So yeah, you were up in game week 34. You went up to 3,955, and that was just amazing after 2 green arrows. And then since game week 35, you've had 54 and then 41. You've had a couple of really below average game weeks have kind of shot you down. I say shot you down. It's 3,000 places, give or take. And then game week 36 has been the game week 36 has dropped then from 6,700 to 8,100. So yeah, still I think those game weeks you saw scores of 55, 60 points. I mean, at best you probably clawed back a few, and in game week 37 you had a red arrow as well. You probably still I mean, I haven't been on, obviously you'd be able to look on live FPL, but you're probably 20 odd points away from the top.
I'm 15 points off.
15 points.
Yeah.
15 points from the top 5,000.
No, the top is like super close. Obviously not like the top 100, but like the even the top 10k, and that's why I'm like nervous for this week, because if you go below the top, it could be like 2 points or something.
Yeah.
I can check for the top 10. So I'm 7 points off the top 10k. So I've got a 7-point gain.
But the thing is, not everyone's going to have a free hit in the cluster around you. So
the thing is, imagine I pick these players, and then your friend Bruno Fernandes, or Fernandes, however you want to pronounce it, goes and bangs in 2 goals. 100% ownership, basically, in the top 10k. That's going to be like terrible.
The thing is, it's one of those things that somebody said it, and I like the statement. The free hit is the only chip really where you can lose out on points other than the wildcard. All right, so other than wildcard, the free hit is the only chip that can backfire, and it can backfire pretty bad.
Yeah,
but it's...
I know it definitely can. So that's why I'm saying to Steve-O, like, you're the favourite here in this race. So I'm putting the pressure on you with your triple captain. So you should be beating me this week. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. But no, I definitely agree with you, and especially in a week like this. But I think that we're gonna see the power of the free hit if we do get those lineups and say like a Trent Alexander-Arnold is benched. Then I'm going to be happy that I have a free hit because I'm going to be able to rotate my full squad and change with that. Or if someone like a Sterling or De Bruyne is benched, and then I can change them out quickly.
Question though, if you're going to be doing a deadline stream, what time are you going to be heading? Like you're going to have to multitask like crazy. You're going to have a few tabs open ready.
So what I'll do is generally there are some people in chat that will say like, okay, Rockstar tweeted, or like this is the news, and then I can just go and confirm it. But what I've done is I've made a couple drafts in terms, because there's a lot of talk about the site crashing or whatever. There's lots of traffic.
It could happen. Could happen.
So I mean, I suggest if you do have a free hit, you should have like a safe bus team. I think that's the term like people use.
Yeah.
So have like a safe team. If you can't make transfers, so be it. But I also have like saved screenshots of say like a Jesus draft, a Mahrez Sterling David Silva draft, a Mahrez Sterling, or like just different combinations, because it basically just revolves around the City players. Because I don't think a guy like Harry Kane is going to be benched. And maybe a Salah could be moved, but I mean, I don't think Salah and Mane both get rested. So that's an easy switch. It's just basically the City guys.
Yeah.
The questions that I've got just off the top of my head is that obviously last season you ended up, what was it, 22nd or 50th? I can't remember. Which one was it?
22nd. I think Block was 50th.
Right. Yeah, I keep getting you two mixed up. So you both had two absolutely storming seasons.
Yes,
Are you finding this one a bit more stressful because
you're 100%?
It's unpredictable. It feels a bit more.
I feel like a Mo Salah in his second season, because obviously, I mean, you have that pressure if you finish 22nd, and then like there's this whole thing about the luck versus skill debate that's been going on a lot. I think Boona started it. So, but like obviously, I mean, if you finish 22nd, every year there's like 70% of the top 10K who have never finished there before. And then people just say like, oh yeah, that's a one season wonder, whatever. So like to really cement that, I hopefully think I know like what I'm doing, say with some transfers and some fantasy Premier League. I think that there was pressure to perform well. Yeah. Because people like in the YouTube environment, people can watch you, but they'll drop you as soon as they're not interested. And I say that though, but I don't think that if that rank is the most important thing in terms of fantasy football content creation. And I think you've seen that with other channels or whatever. If you create a podcast or whatever, you don't necessarily need a good rank because you can still give good advice.
It's all about not going to a one-stop shop to get told what to do. It's about invoking your ability to digest a conversation that is being had either by the host of a particular podcast or like what we do, the community having their voice and having their say direct on our show. And nobody knows and can predict the future, of course, but there's lots of to be said by taking into account other people's schools of thought and their thought processes that go into their team selections. And it's very interesting hearing from people, and that's what I personally like about Discord and about shows like yourself, where you actively read out pretty much everyone's, well, not everyone, you can't read everyone's out, but you select as many as you can, you go through the questions and you give your honest opinion, but also you kind of listen to their rationale behind it as well. It's not all about Davey, is it this player or this player? Some of the best questions you get are the ones that they read out, they spell out their thought process behind it, and then you can then react to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think probably one of my favorite comments is, if you have a plan, stick to it. So like, I love it if say like Steve-O came and he's like, no, I want to bring in Son because of this and this, and then he's like, what do you think about it? Like, I will probably never tell you no, because you've chosen a player, you have a plan, so you should stick to that. And I think far too many times people get swayed by different information when they had their own plan set out in front of them.
Well, I reckon in all seriousness, I honestly think that I've possibly missed out on about, at a random guess, about 40 points. I'm not saying 100, 200 points. I reckon because of being persuaded by various factors, I honestly believe that I've missed out on about 40 points, whether it's from a transfer I didn't do, whether it's swapping a captaincy. In fact, a prime example just the other week was I didn't want to bring in Chris Wood. I did exactly because I was listening into your stream and I was like, I've got to get in Chris Wood because everybody's doing it. And my original plan was to basically don't do it, just have Greenwood and Ings, that's it. But it turns out that I missed. If I'd have just kept Ings, I'd have had 2 free transfers, and I would have actually made, because I think Greenwood got 3 bonus points or something as well.
He did, yeah.
Greenwood got 9 points.
Yeah, so I missed out on 4 or 5 points on that, and I completely agree with you. I'm whether you're aware of this or not, I've personally decided just to avoid quite a lot of fantasy football content now. I've actually enjoyed the last few days since making my decision that I want to just get away from it.
I think when you watch or listen to content, I think a lot that has to be said about you enjoying the personalities of the people. You know, it's not just about the data. It's not about the statistics, the black and the white. And I'll be honest with you, there are some people that I don't connect with, and I don't find them engaging. But they are, obviously, to a lot of other people, they are. So to me, it's very much a case of personality for me, 100%. And there's a few content creators that I would just quite easily listen to, and just all day long. And I think that's one of the biggest things for me is just being engaged, engaging, easy to listen to, and Davey, you tick that box, mate. So yeah, Davey, do you want to just let everyone know, because we're going to be doing streams during the games tomorrow, but you'll be doing a deadline stream. For anyone in chat, crazy enough, if there's anyone there who doesn't know who this guy is, Davey FPL, last season 22nd in the world. He does deadline streams like no other. Go and check his channel out if you haven't already. Steve-O.
I was just going to say, what makes me laugh is that Davey, because I always watch your live deadline streams, I find them brilliant.
Yeah.
You've got hundreds of comments going through, and it makes me laugh my head off when I just genuinely just put like a comment about whatever it may be. Then you pop up with, "Oh, Steve-O said this." I'm thinking, how's he seen it? It's like that's a comment, and you've read it. It's just hilarious.
No, it's hard, but like your name sticks out there. It's that glorious profile picture of yours, Steve. just super attractive, it stands out amongst all the random profile pictures.
Why a Lego picture, Davey? Why? The
Lego Star Wars picture on Discord? Yeah. I don't know. It's just random. And honestly, the thing when I saw the Discord pictures, I was like, okay, what's a circular picture? Because a circle doesn't really pick up a lot of detail. And then I just remembered playing Lego Star Wars when I was younger, and then it has that that, and then I just picked this random one.
Do you know the thing is, when I play Lego, because I this is one of the things about this this sort of forum, is that I don't want to just talk about football all the time. But I used to play Lego quite a lot as a kid as well. But I think, I don't know if the Star Wars Lego was out, or if it was, it wasn't as big at the time. I don't know. But I just had the tubs of Lego, and I made spaceships of my own out of just random Lego blocks. So
I think I have a picture on one of my doors of me. I also did that. It's a picture of me with one of the spaceships that I made when I was younger. One of my many great achievements. Yeah. Can put that on the CV that I made Lego spaceship. Yeah. But but I think this one was from the video games. Yeah. So that's why. Yeah. That's why I just chose this one.
What Lego set did you what was the best Lego set you had as a kid? Star Destroyer. Did you have one of those?
I don't think I had many of the like this prescribed ones. Like I think they did like they'll make like a car, like a Audi R8, and you can build that. I didn't have those.
Wow.
I just had like the random blocks, and then I would just make what I wanted. So then like imagination just takes over, and you just.
Mate, I never read any instructions from Lego as a kid. No way. I did my own thing. Hashtag build my own way, man.
Yeah, like us Africans, we can't read, so I can't even read now. No,
hey, you in uni, man. If you can't read, you're in trouble.
I just look at the shirts and I pick my favorite colors in fantasy.
Oh, that's great. It's great to have you, and it's amazing that you're the final guest on the show, to be honest, because we haven't spoken to you on here for so long, and obviously with everything that's been going on with the whole situation in the world and the FPL being so bunched up, we've not been able to get as many callers on as we wanted to, and I wish you the best of luck, and so does Steve-O, I'm sure, even though he's trying to catch you. You could end up breaking into the possibly second place. I mean, it'll be, I think, a miracle to catch a man, but no. I mean, no,
it's one of I won't catch the top oak, so good luck to Steve-O for tomorrow. Hopefully Salah gets you a massive amount of points, because that will bring a smile to my face, honestly. And then also to the other guys in the cash leagues, good luck to you guys at the end of the day. I'm hoping that it's just a good end to the season, because I think this has been quite a weird FPL season. Pretty happy that it's ending. I know it sounds weird, but I think a week's break or whatever will do us good. And then hopefully next season is exactly the same. And as I always say, hopefully the green arrows are all in your favors. And so thanks for having me on.
No, thank you for coming on, man. It's been a pleasure to have you. And again, guys, Davey FPL, you probably don't need to have any introduction to him. But if you do not know who he is, go and get on to his YouTube channel. For all the deadline streams, guys, we will be watching Davey FPL's deadline stream tomorrow before going live on our... Basically watching the meltdown ensue when all the games kick off. Thank you, Davey. We'll see you soon, buddy. All right, all the best.
Cheers, dude. Enjoy your night. Bye.
What a legend! Jason, what an absolute legend! Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I've got something to show everybody in the Discord. So Llama posted on Twitter, Resi Desi Andy's Champions League trophy. I've put it in team screenshots. Look at that. Beautiful. So. This is what you got a chance to win, guys. Hello, there you go. Yeah, the Elite FPL Champions League trophy there, with t-shirt in tow. Let me bring it up big so you guys can all see it. There we go. Look at that. Oh, hang on. Turn the filter off. That'll help. There we go. Well done to Resi Desi for winning as well. Yeah.
I believe he was the recipient of a virtual coin toss. Was that right? So he had a bit of luck, but also a little bit of skill involved in winning that.
To the final?
Yeah, I think it did.
Really?
Was it the semi-final or the final? I can't know. Maybe Llama can let us know in the chat. But yeah, well done to him. Well done to everyone. Thank you ever so much if you took part in that. We'll be most likely doing that again. In fact, I'm pretty sure Llama will do that again next year. And thank you to Firetog as well, who helped to administrate that. It was the spreadsheet master. And thank you for all of your continued support throughout this season, guys. The same names, the same faces, the new names, the new faces we get in Discord. Again, I cannot stress enough, if you do not know what Discord is, it is a one-stop shop for everything you want in FPL. You can come and just join and talk to other FPL managers, post your team, discuss your transfers, come on air, come on to audio channels, even make a video call with everyone else like Skype. It's everything you want in one package, and it'd be great to see more people on Discord. We're over 1,350 people now in Discord, so it's quite a big server we got going, but the more the merrier. Steve-O, do you want to finish off with any final thoughts? Maybe kind of plug the YouTube and all that jazz.
Yeah, the usual story, everybody. If you've enjoyed the show this evening, just simply hit the like button. If you're completely brand new around here, just simply hit the subscribe button. But more importantly, make sure you join tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be absolutely fantastic. There's going to be 10 of us live on air covering the game. So it'll be myself, Jason, along with 8 moderators. But the hour beforehand, so we're going live at 3 o'clock. The hour before that, where Jason will be doing a draw to see which moderator gets which game, is going to be a lot of fun. It's all a bit of fun. And yeah, Jason, you did say that you may be streaming before.
Well, I might do a video before. I might do a video before, just kind of going through my final moments. Yeah, and I'm not going to be reading chat.
In fact, why don't you make it a members only video?
All right, we're going to hashtag sell out. We're going to make it a members only video. But yeah, I might just do a members only because it's more chilled and it's less pressure and all that jazz. And the people get in the chat, it's not like flooded with people telling me that I'm an idiot for doing the transfers I'm doing. So I might just do the members. Yeah, members video tomorrow just to kind of just confirm my team. But thank you ever so much, guys, and hit us up on social media: Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz, Instagram if you're on there.
Oh
yeah.
By the way, I did a competition, didn't I, this morning on Twitter? I put up a video on Twitter basically asking people. I mean, it had a lot of people viewing it, but not many people responded on it. But anyway, that's social media for you. So on Twitter, I put up a video basically saying, you know, if anybody knows what I'm doing in my car right now, you'll get a mention live on air. Well, the closest person to it was actually Dre Zera. He didn't get it precisely right, but basically I was just waiting in my car for the gym to open.
Oh, yeah, it's 25th today, yeah.
Yeah, I was just sat in my car waiting for the gym to open because I didn't realise it was opening at 8 o'clock. So congratulations to Dre, who pretty much got it nailed on within reason. But I think he cheated because I think he may have seen the members video beforehand. So,
oh well, all I'll say is, what's going on there? So weird stuff. We're all over the place. No, what I'm going to say is that I've broken stream. Yeah, thank you ever so much. And I was going to say something to you then, but then I literally look at my OBS has gone crazy. There was a really good point I was going to make. I'll probably remember it now after we go offline. But thank you ever so much, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Wave goodbye, Steve-O.
3 o'clock, everybody. Join us.
See you later, guys. All the best. Take it easy.